The following is a presentation of The Day.
It's semifinal Saturday in the ECC, and it's time to turn our attention to Division One. The Fitch Falcons and the New London High School Whalers ready to tip off here in the first of our two Division One semifinals, and all the action is live on Game Day. Game Day brought to you by Waterford Dental Health. All that is good begins with a smile, and at Waterford Dental Health, your smile is our top priority. Our entire team is dedicated to providing you the personalized dental care that you deserve, so contact us today at waterforddentalhealth.com for more information. 177 Boston Post Road, that's Waterford Dental Health. Casey O'Neill along with the coach, Chris Giusti. And Coach, we saw a couple of great semifinals sending Griswold and Killingly to the Division II championship. Now it's time to tee it up here for Division I, the number 2 New London Whalers, the number 3 Fitch Falcons, and I would be lying if I didn't say I was excited about this one.
Yeah, the weather outside was a little bit frightful this morning and early afternoon, Casey, but the basketball inside the X will surely be delightful as we have two of the hottest teams in the ECC squaring off for the second time this season, and Fitch looking to exact some revenge on the Whalers.
If familiarity breeds contempt, these two must not like each other very much. 60-52 less than a month ago, tipping off here again today, and if they hold serve in the Division III state tournament, they'll face each other again. New London is the 4 seed in Division III, Fitch is the number 5 seed in Division III, and the Falcons in the visiting red have the ball first with J.J. Robinson, guarded by Devin Williams of the Whalers.
New London man-to-man to start it off.
Williams, the fabulous sophomore, along with Warren and Phillips, the other sophomores, and of course the great freshman Zay Good, as well as senior Richard Taylor. Falcons with a fab freshman of their own in Robinson. Up top to Van Sproul, a senior. Falcons, a more senior-laden team than most of the teams we have seen thus far this year, as they have a hardcore crew of seniors. Robinson loses it. Phillips comes out of the pack for the Whalers. Zay Good goes baseline, finds a cutting Williams, and we're going to get a reach in against Robinson.
So New London will traditionally play a aggressive half-court man-to-man. Sometimes they'll extend pressure, but when Fitch is on the defensive end, they are going to guard you from end line to end line and try to create turnovers, try to create havoc.
Oh, good step in by Francis, but it'll stay here with New London. We saw Fitch against Killingly, and they played a smothering defensive game against the Killingly team that night. They like to defend, like you say, whether it's a mixture of pressure, zone, man. They can be a handful, and you see there a turnover by the Whalers. So when you're defending Fitch, you want to make sure you get out on Mikey Wagner. He's their premier shooter, but they have a lot of different ways that they can hurt you, including Sproul and Robinson. Robinson with the ball now, the frenetic freshman. Taylor comes out to contest Sproul, leaving the weak side open, but there's Warren up ahead to Williams, and the first miss underneath by Williams, but Taylor's there for the rebound. It's tied up. Devin Williams, such a fabulous finisher at the rim. That's an uncharacteristic miss. Yeah,
I think he anticipated he was going to get hit with some contact, and when the contact wasn't there, he missed the bunny. New London retains possession, though, with the aggressive rebound by Savon Warren.
Devin Williams, a candidate for Player of the Year, as first look to Taylor, blocked, second one missed, and another cleanup by Warren. New London can't get it to go, and the Falcons are going to come down with it. That's a lot of opportunities missed there for the Whalers.
We saw that in the last game, Griswold Bacon first half. A lot of chippies missed around the rim. It takes a little bit to get used to this backdrop here at the X.
We mentioned Devin Williams, one of the Player of the Year candidates for the Whalers, leading scorer. Robinson, beautiful look to the cutting Francis for the first basket of the game.
Whalers also got off to a little bit of a slow start the other night against East Lyme before they kicked it into gear in the second half, so we'll see if they're sloppy again in this first quarter.
Whalers at their best, moving the ball, sharing the ball. At their worst, trying to do a lot of one-on-one stuff. When teams pressure them man, New London sometimes breaks down and resorts into a little bit of that one-on-one style. They're at their best sharing the basketball and moving the basketball. I think that's probably true of most teams, but particularly true of them.
Yeah, and especially because you have a lot of young players out there that nobody really knows what the pecking order is yet with who's going to get the first shot, second shot, third shot, so to speak. So the more sharing, the more caring, Casey.
Boo Boo Phillips dumps down now. Williams guarded by Robinson. Swinging it around, Warren.
So you notice that Fitch is in a more of a box in one, or definitely no help side off of Devin Williams.
That's a tough matchup for Sproul and Savon Warren. Beautiful, strong move to the basket, ties the game.
They have Robinson face guarding Williams, so he will not even look to help off his man Williams if another Whaler drives to the basket.
And Williams is guarding Robinson, so those two are going to see a lot of each other tonight. Sproul with a fake, gets Taylor to leave his feet, but Taylor recovers, picks it off, and now Savon Warren crosses over Francis, and just out of the reach of Taylor, and we'll get our first sub, Kevin Ravix, into the game. He'll replace Sproul. Of course, when we saw the Ravix last time, he was being helped off the floor with what we were concerned might have been a serious leg injury. Good to see him back out there.
Yeah, great to see him back, and we will see Fitch use the buzzer on the sideline a lot more than New London. New London traditionally will only play 6, maybe 7 guys. Fitch a lot more.
High floater by Robinson, no good. Williams comes out of the pack, 3-on-2 New London. Williams out of control, no call. Now the Falcons have numbers. Robinson on Phillips, and he'll draw the foul, and Taylor makes sure that it's not an and one. But Robinson will go to the line to shoot 2, and that's twice now. Williams has gone up. First time expecting contact and didn't get any. Second time, I think he didn't expect contact and got some.
Yeah, sloppy to start here, and Coach Kareem Brown talking to the sensational sophomore right now on the sideline, just telling him, let the game come to you. You don't have to force it.
Raheem Carter into the ball game.
I think, for Fitch, they need their offense to get generated off of turnovers, and a bad shot is a turnover.
Warren out of the pack. Hands by the Falcons. Turn them over. Ravix strong to the basket for 2.
There's that turnover. That's where Fitch operates the best on offense, when they're getting a turnover going into transition.
Good, can't get it to go. Ball's loose on the floor. It'll be tied up. Possession arrow favors the Falcons.
Effort and energy level is certainly high right now. Very sloppy so far. A lot of missed shots leading to a lot of loose balls. The crowd still filtering in, and seems like a lot of red in the crowd right now.
Rivera. Carter for the Falcons. Whalers extending the defense a little bit. Rivera drives on Taylor. Can't get it to go. Weak side. Knocked out of bounds by the Falcons.
And that's the kind of offense that Fitch likes to operate. Get dribble penetration, get to the basket, or throw it out for a three-pointer. Right now, New London doing a good job not letting Mikey Wagner get open.
Raheem Carter has drawn the assignment now on Devin Williams, face guarding him the entire way. Williams, quick catch. Kicks out to Good for 3. No good. Weak side. Rebound, Ravix. Warren extends out on Ravix and forces the turnover as Ravix dribbles it off his knee.
Yeah, that was great defense by Warren. He went under the high ball screen. Knew that Ravix was looking to drive to the basket, went under the screen, not worried about the three-point shot, and was able to get his hand on the ball and get it off Ravix's knee.
good. Pulls up straightaway 3, back iron, no good. Oh, big tip by Warren, doesn't go. Gets his own miss, no. Taylor, no. And finally, Francis comes down. Whalers owning the offensive glass, but nothing going down.
Lid on that rim, Casey, and we've seen that happen here in this arena, in this gymnasium rather, that teams have struggled to make chip shots. Like those close putbacks aren't as easy to make for some reason.
Be interesting to see with Wagner on the bench where the offense for the Falcons comes here.
They're going to continue to operate that dribble drive motion offense where they're looking to penetrate. If they don't have anything off the initial penetration, they'll pass and cut. The next guy will look to dribble penetrate, and they'll just continue that method until they get something going to the rim or an open three-point shot.
Nakeem Davis into the ball game. Whalers are going to go small, or smaller, though Davis is not exactly tiny. Fitch immediately goes to work on him. Francis pump fake and goes by him. Scores with the left hand. That's a nice move from Jacob Francis, and it's a 5-point Falcon lead.
Yeah, good use of the shot fake. Got Davis to leave his feet. I don't necessarily know if Francis is going to shoot that.
Williams will shoot 2 for New London as he got to the basket. And I like what he's doing. As soon as he catches, he's going, because he knows that the defender's so close that if he catches it clean, he can go.
You know, I think what Fitch is trying to do is not let him catch it in the first place. So once he has the ball, you know, now it's just him going to work. I don't see any extra trapping or extra help on him once he has the ball. I think the primary goal right now, plan A, so to speak, is don't let him touch it in the first place.
I think Coach Parker is going to want them to measure the rim here on this side of the floor, because nothing going down right now, including free throws for the Whalers. And Williams misses both.
This is the kind of start that Fitch wanted, an ugly one.
Out of bounds, turnover. I mean, New London cannot be. I mean, Williams has missed 3 layups and 2 free throws. That's the best scorer in the ECC, and he can't get the ball in the bucket. You know, Fitch turning it over themselves. This is a very sloppy start, but New London has to feel good about the shots they've gotten. Good off the glass.
Good just keeps getting better, doesn't he, Casey? Every time we see him, as they say, come playoff time, you're not a freshman anymore.
Now, he has gotten incrementally better over the course of a season. He is now a rock-solid player here in this starting 5 for the Whalers.
Yeah, going into the season, there was some question as who would be that other guard, that other starter with this dynamic trio of sophomores. And it was Good who got the nod early, and he's kept that spot throughout the season.
Wagner had a look and a strong rebound by Davis, and then Wagner kind of lingering after the missed shot, reached in and drew the foul. You know, we saw in the first game, the first New London St. Bernard's game, that they picked on Good as the freshman and really, you know, took advantage of him. I think that that's something that you won't see anymore. Williams turnaround fadeaway, nothing but net. D. Will.
Yeah, and he adjusted there. He's great position by Kevin Ravix to get in position to take the charge, and he put on the brakes like the hockey stop move and hit the fadeaway.
Wagner open 3, no good back iron. Francis with a tip, no good. We're going to get a foul, I think, on Davis banging the body as Francis had good position, and that'll send Taylor right back to the scorer's table to get in.
Another player that we've seen emerge in the last year and a half, so to speak, is Jacob Francis, and he's become more of a presence on the glass, and that gives something to this Fitch Falcon team that they haven't had in previous seasons for Coach Sylvan, and that's a true post presence, that when that frenetic helter-skelter play is not working, they can dump it down to him and he can get something going inside.
Only a junior. It's going to be fun to see him next year as a true big in our league. He misses both. Williams trying to dribble through everybody, passes it to Good. Good bounce pass to Taylor. Nice finish at the rim, and the Whalers improbably with a 1-point lead.
both teams will lament the amount of chippies and free throws that they've missed in this first quarter. Well, that time Taylor didn't go for the jab step from Francis.
Fool me once. Oh, look at Ravix trying to play a little bully ball. Instead, finds the open Francis. 3 Whalers up for the rebound. Williams has it. Up ahead at the buzzer. Phillips, left-handed layup is good. Basket counts. Boo-boo for 2 at the end of the first. It's 10-7 Whalers. You're watching Game Day live on Day.com.
The Holy Club, the premier indoor golf facility and lounge in southeastern Connecticut. Featuring Foresight Sports Simulator technology, you can test your game on the greatest courses in the world. Want to improve your swing? Schedule a lesson with their on-site PGA Pro. Want to host an event? The lounge offers the perfect setting to watch all the big games. Gift cards are available and make the perfect stocking stuffer for this holiday season. Don't wait. Stop by the Holy Club, 161 Water Street in downtown Norwich. Pave the way for your students' financial success with a MySci account from Scient Federal Credit Union. Open a high-yield MySci savings account today and help support a positive financial future for your student. Visit scientfcu.org to learn more.
What's better after a slow start than a buzzer beater? Boo-boo. Deshaun Phillips gets up high right at the end of the first period, and the Whalers have a 3-point lead as we head into the second quarter.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that Fitch and any team that wants to knock off New London is going to have to do is make sure that they get back in transition and not allow the Whalers to get those kinds of easy buckets. Fitch now mixing it up, going to a 2-3 zone.
See that New London wants to work Williams at the high post, or they're going to try to work the perimeter here. Good cross-court 3, open, nothing but net. Zay Good drains the triple.
Yeah, and I think that's, if I don't know what Coach Sylvan's thinking, but that's what you kind of want New London to do, especially in this gym. But if Good's going to hit those threes, it's going to be a problem.
Williams with a little reach. Officials today, and that's Sergio giving that one call. Henderson the other. 11-0 run for the Whalers here.
Yeah, that's a nickel dimer that Dev doesn't have to pick up. JJ's 40 feet from the rim. You can give him a step.
Little weave action here for the Falcons. Pump fake, drive, up high. Taylor influenced Xander Timmerman's shot. Here comes Savon Warren. Floater, no good. Gets his own tip, no good. And Nate Virtue brings down the rebound for the Falcons. Quick hands from Warren. So difficult to pass the ball across any diagonals against this Whaler team.
Yeah, and they've gotten better at that as the season's going on, of making sure that they get back in transition and find those shooters on the perimeter. That's one thing that we know any team that plays St. Bernard has to be able to do well, is in transition find those shooters.
Nice inbounds pass. Virtue for the layup.
Nate Virtue.
That's a blown coverage of some sort. Wide open. Beautiful execution, though, by the Falcons. But I do like this 2-3 zone. I like when teams switch up defenses. It's hard enough to play this game if you have to think about something different. Takes a little while, takes some time off the clock, maybe forces a bad shot.
Oh, he's good. He's so good.
London sticking with the man. High ball screen. See, now they're not going for that jab step from Francis.
Williams almost with a steal. Robinson all the way to the basket. Taylor with the block. But we're going to get a foul called. Who are they calling it against? They're going to call it on Taylor, saying he got didn't get vertical and instead reached over.
Fouls on number 1.
Nope, they're going to give it to Boo Boo on the body instead. So Taylor came over, got it, but Phillips with the body. Second foul on Boo Boo Phillips, and J.J. Robinson will shoot a pair for the Falcons.
But that started, Casey, with Devin Williams reaching for the steal. You know, if he's disciplined and stays in the gap, JJ's out on the perimeter, and I don't think that his three-point shot is as much of a threat as him going to the basket at this stage in his career. Those are concepts that young players learn the more games they get under their belt.
Warren for three, no good. Weak side rebound, Virtue. Nate Virtue's given the Falcons some good minutes here in the second period.
Yeah, and like we said earlier, Fitch is going to use their bench, so they traditionally are more rested come the fourth quarter than the teams that they play.
Taylor bothered that one. Here goes Boo Boo. Can't get it to go. Warren. And it's becoming a bit of a physical game now. Warren pulls in, floater, and he'll go to the line to shoot two.
Well, Taylor and Warren have been terrific on the offensive glass for New London and, have given them plenty of extra chances here. And now they're going to have to cash them in from the free throw line. For Fitch, they're hanging around. I still think, they're playing the type of game that they want to play. They have their kind of second wave in right now, allowing some guys to rest. And in the first round quarterfinal game against Woodstock actually had the lead on Fitch at halftime, and then Fitch came out of the locker room and blew the doors off. It's an attrition that takes place when you play the Falcons.
1 of 2 for Warren, 6-point Whaler lead. Robinson crosses over, nice feed underneath. Layups are a Virtue.
Well, what's happening is that's the second time now Robinson's rejected the ball screen. So Devin Williams is looking at the screen on his left. He's trying to go over the screen, and Robinson quick rejects it and goes opposite.
Phillips knocks down a triple, and the Whalers back up to the top 7.
Couple big three-pointers hit here in the first half by the Whalers that I think, Coach Sylvan would live with.
If that's going to be on Devin Williams, it is. Robinson tenacious getting his shot off.
Devin Williams, that's his second, team's 5th.
So 2 on Phillips, 2 on Williams.
And that's where that nickel dimer earlier, Casey, really hurts Williams. When he fouled JJ 40 feet from the basket, that was a wasted foul. That one wasn't a bad foul because, it was a good move by JJ. Hit him with a shot fake and got him in the air. Those kinds of fouls happen. You can't waste those reach-ins 40 feet from the basket.
Robinson knocks them both down. Warren. Crazy shot, but there's Taylor for the putback. Wild shot by Warren as he almost had it stripped. Taylor did a nice job coming down with a weak side rebound. On the other side, Francis slips, trying to go into his spin.
Yeah, Francis has that same move on that. He gets the ball in the corner, he hits you with the jab step, and he got Davis earlier in the game with that, but the last couple of possessions with Taylor and Warren on him, he wasn't able to get those guys to bite. Warren's such an explosive player. When he has the ball, I just think he's like Adrian Peterson. He's just gonna, burst through the middle. And
well, because of the size and versatility with Devin Williams, Boo Boo Phillips, and Xavier Good, Warren is almost always guarded by a big.
Yeah.
And he can take you off the dribble. So they're just putting whoever is on Warren and working it up top and just saying, beat your guy off the dribble, because he did it to Francis earlier. Nate Virtue, even someone like Kevin Ravix, they can't guard him up there.
Yeah, it's an advantage that the Whalers have.
Second foul on Robinson, so he'll take a seat. Timmerman will come back in.
For Fitch, number 5, Sander Timmerman.
And that's the luxury Fitch has, that when one of their top guards gets 2 fouls, they can give them a breather. The New London guards are out there with the 2 fouls and have to be careful.
Phillips will be fouled on the floor. And again, that's really what the Whalers are going to do because, you know, Phillips is a big guard, quick handle. Good and Williams, both real good ball handlers. So whoever's on Phillips, whoever's on Warren, there's usually an advantage to take them off the dribble. Fouls have crept up here now, so Phillips will go to the line to shoot 1 and 1, as that was the second foul on Virtue.
And Taylor's done a great job in this kind of 4-out, if you're to follow your line of thinking there, Casey. So Warren's kind of playing a guard position today, and it's really like a 4-out, 1 in, and Taylor's done what he's supposed to do, just keep balls alive inside.
Biggest lead of the game is 9 for New London, and we're just around 3 minutes and 15 seconds here in the half.
New London's going to the 2-3 zone, maybe to protect those guards with foul trouble.
A timeout for Coach Silden. Falcons want to talk things over. It's a full timeout for the Falcons, so we'll take a timeout. Brought to you by the Burns Agency.
You buy better. Better with Burns. Much better. So much better with Burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better with Burns. You buy better with Burns. You buy better.
The Burns Agency can feel it, and we know you feel it too. Fall is here. Crisp air, falling leaves, pumpkin everything, and football. So much football. With a new season upon us, it's a great opportunity to take a quick time out and make sure your insurance program is in order. The Burns Agency is here to help you play by play. Strong coverage, dependable service, and touchdown savings. Give us a call or visit us online. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
9-point Whaler lead. Coach Craig Parker has to like the work of his guards right now and of his big Richard Taylor. And of course, tonight, 6 o'clock, right on the heels of this one, our other semifinal, the number 1 St. Bernard Saints and the number 4 Windham Whippets, in a rematch of one of our good games earlier this year on game day. Windham coming back from a 25-point first half deficit against NFA to win that one in a close one, and they'll take on the Saints at 6 o'clock.
Good timeout by Coach Sylvan. He saw that New London switched defenses.
Phillips couldn't track it down. We will add quarterback to the list of short things that Savon Warren cannot do. That was an overthrown pass. Robinson back into the game here with 2 fouls. And again, with the Griswold veteran team, and we got away from it, Killingly a veteran team, we got away from it a little bit. I mean, here's a freshman, Robinson, knocking down the 3. On the other side, Xavier Good, a freshman. You got 2 freshmen running point in a premier game. Freshmen and sophomores in positions that never would have occurred years ago. Williams pulls up, and the bank is open for Devin Williams.
Dev Williams.
Last possession, Fitch set a high ball screen, and Devin went under it. And JJ was wide open for the 3. Let's see what happens here.
Wagner, good look 3, no good. And Virtue tried to get it away from Warren, but he knocked it out of bounds. So Francis will check in. Virtue will have a seat. Good minutes for Nate Virtue.
We didn't have the keys to the game tonight, Casey, but one of them was, as always when you play Fitch, keep Mikey Wagner locked up on the perimeter, and so far New London has done a good job of not giving him open looks.
Let's talk for a second. Coming into the game, what was one thing on either side that you thought Fitch needed to do well, and what did you thought New London had to do well?
Well, it's easy for me to say now because we've seen it transpire, but I thought Fitch had to make sure they kept New London off the offensive glass. And then for New London, I felt like they needed to take care of the ball and make sure they got a shot every possession.
3 for Peyton Green. Green light for 3.
And that's this Fitch Falcon identity. They bring guys. That can be a charge. It is.
third foul on Boo Boo Phillips. He's going to draw that charge. He's going to have to go to the bench for the remainder of the first half.
That is a big
third,
foul
team sixth.
on the heels of Fitch hitting a three. Guy coming in off the bench cold.
Entering the game for the Whalers, number 10, Marvell
Hits a three. That's Peyton Green. And then Fitch taking the charge on the starting point guard for New London, and he has 3 fouls. Big potential momentum swing here.
Marvell Fleuregin into the game for the Whalers. One of the few seniors. They're attending to Francis, who took the brunts of it. Green launches a three, it's short. Fleuregin off to the run. Good step in by Robinson. And Wagner knocks it out of bounds, and it'll stay New London ball.
And Fleuregin right into the fire. Off the bench and fast break opportunity.
Minute remaining. Good. Off the dribble. Hangs. Can't get that one to go, but he'll draw the foul on Van Sproul. You saw the freshman Zay Good say he wanted the one-on-one, and he did a great job off the dribble. Help came, and then from there, what do you got to do? As you know, how do you recognize when to take it up yourself versus when you might have a cutting teammate?
Well, I think in that case, I think he made up his mind. The Fitch help didn't come soon enough to take the charge, and so when you see that there's nobody there in position, in legal guarding position, you take it to the rack and try to score it. Hits the free throw too, Casey, so that's
misses the second one, but look at Taylor. Oh, that's great work, Richard Taylor. Offensive glass and the putback gets the Whalers back up 8.
Yeah, one of the few seniors on this New London roster. He's really playing big this first half.
Good hands by Fleuregin. Falls to the ground, but we're still loose on the ground, and finally, Ravix comes down with it.
Timeout, Fitch.
Timeout by the Falcons. 30-second timeout, so we'll talk here. 8-point lead for the Whalers. Let's talk about a couple of the other things that you had thought going into the game would have been important for either team.
Yeah, so New London, obviously, anytime you play Fitch, take care of the ball, patience, don't get sped up, play your game. I thought they needed to follow shots and get extra chances. They've done that, check. And they needed to find Mikey Wagner on the perimeter, check. So, kind of maybe a C+ with taking care of the ball, but definitely an A with following shots and finding Mikey. For Fitch, making sure that they turn New London into a perimeter-oriented team. I would say they're kind of in the middle there. They've forced some perimeter shots, and New London's actually hit a couple. Win the rebounding battle. They're not doing that right now. Against Windham, they really dominated the glass, and that allowed them to get separation. And then find Dev. They started off very well, like locking Dev up, but last couple possessions, last couple minutes, Dev's been able to get a little bit more free, but he hasn't gone crazy yet. But Fitch is still an arm's length. For Fitch, an 8-point lead isn't as big a lead as it is on many other teams.
15 seconds remaining. The Falcons want the last shot, and it would be a huge momentum builder for them if they could get points going into halftime. Robinson picks the dribble up, got himself into some trouble, and off Warren, out of bounds, stays with the Falcons. 2 seconds remaining.
Yeah, but last time Fitch ran a beautiful OB play, so let's see. They can get that again and get a layup at halftime. Let's see.
Up top it goes instead. Green for 3. Back iron, no good. We're at the half. 8-point Whaler lead. George Hathaway is going to have a chance here to ask Coach Craig Parker a question or two as the Whalers take their 8-point lead into halftime. One of those questions is going to be, I'm sure, about the foul trouble for the guards, but we'll see what he has to say.
The ECC Division I Championship was
So
played
George
Tuesday night.
Hathaway
Lincoln
is
South
with
to the #1
Coach Craig
seeded.
Parker. Take it away, George.
Take that back, Division II.
Hey, Coach, so strong first half for you guys, but you guys got into some foul trouble. How are you going to try to eliminate that and maybe play a little bit more passive with your guards, or what are you kind of going to do the second half?
Well, we did make an attempt to eliminate it. We went to zone. So if we have to go zone, we'll go zone if that's the case.
You're up 8 here at halftime. What's the message to the team here in the locker room to kind of pull out the win here?
Message is simple. It's a simple game. Keep playing hard. We just got to play hard. You know, you know what? We just have to play hard. That's all we have to do.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you, George. We're at halftime. 8-point Whaler lead against the Falcons in semifinals Saturday here at the X. We'll be back with second half action in a little bit. You're watching Game Day Live on theday.com.
Being part of a great community is so important. People helping and supporting others can be very uplifting and contagious. At Philomena's Restaurant, that's exactly what you get. It's the community hub for not just Waterford, but all of southeastern Connecticut. Birthday parties, anniversary dinners, weddings, sports banquets, a drink with friends, and of course, charity events. Philomena's has been, is, and will always be there for the community. Celebrate and support southeastern Connecticut at Philomena's. Philomena's, Utopia Plaza in Waterford.
Pave the way for your students' financial success with a MySci account from Scient Federal Credit Union. Open a high-yield MySci savings account today and help support a positive financial future for your student. Visit scientfcu.org to learn more.
We've had a long line of really great guards here. Tyson Whaler, Tom Pobleet, Kareem Brown, Lee Mitchell, Torrin Charles Harris, and Chris Dunn, who, in my estimation, somewhat stands alone. And, so he's transitioned into a freshman point guard last year, we call him Boo Boo, or Deshaun Phillip.
Came from when I was born. I was very small, Boo Boo is a small injury. Like when you get a small injury, people say you got a boo-boo. So they just called me that because I was really small as a baby.
The mantle that he's carrying on is pretty outstanding. There's definitely a big responsibility there to be a point guard for New London High School, which is one of the premier programs historically, in the state of Connecticut, without a doubt.
For me, it's an honor, and I know that for that position, you got to work very hard. You got to be a dog on the court, always hardworking, a leader. I've been thinking about this when I was little, when I was 6 years old, and hearing about Chris Dunn and stuff. My aunt's telling me about him. And I always wanted to come play here. And when I got old enough to know the positions, I always wanted to be a point guard at New London.
You win with guards at any level. You have to have guards. And we definitely have the guards this year. We have Dev Williams that's here, transferred in from St. Bernard's to sophomore. Very good player, along with Boo Boo. And Savon is going to be playing more on the perimeter for us this year. Those three kids are all sophomores. And I think they're definitely talented enough, experienced enough, only being sophomores, to carry us. If our inside games develops as we're hoping, we should be a team that's, to be reckoned with statewide this year.
After the game, find us on social media at GameDayCT for our interview with the Foxwoods Player of the Game. And check out all the great entertainment coming this winter at Foxwoods. Go to foxwoods.com/entertainment. It's the Foxwoods Resort Casino, the wonder of it all.
One of the things I liked most about you is that I would consider you old school. Mm-hmm. Okay. It might take a lot for old school guys to start a freshman. How did you need to be convinced that he was ready?
One, practice. It's his work ethic, his desire to work, his willingness to learn. Extraordinary communicator, and he has a good depth of knowledge and understanding concepts. He knows how to apply.
I knew that if I just worked hard in practice and showed coach what I could do in practice, he would just give me minutes on the floor. I came here to Fitch for, Sylvan, obviously, and it's all about family here. So I just wanted to join the family. You know what I'm saying? It felt like home.
I didn't know what to expect. I'd never seen the kid play before. I think the last time I saw him, he might have been in 6th grade at Isaac. And I don't think he played much because they had some really good players in front of him.
The most challenging part is getting overlooked like people think that you're just a freshman, like you can't play varsity basketball, like you can't play at all either, like with the big kids. So I think it's just being overlooked and like people thinking that you can't do it, but you really can.
It's actually going really well. I think that he's a very personable child, so he gets along well with others naturally. And a lot of them have experience playing together at the grade school level in summer basketball.
This summer I played AAU, my dad's AAU team, T&E, and we went to Pennsylvania and we won the national championship there at Marquee Hoops. So I knew once there, I had my mindset to this, and I wanted to win the ECC, wanted to win a state championship here at Fitch.
And how much confidence did that summer experience give you?
That boosted my confidence a lot because going into the summer, I really didn't have any confidence. I didn't think I could play varsity going into the next year, near start. So it boosted my confidence a lot, playing at a higher level.
At The Day, we pride ourselves on giving our readers the best coverage of local high school sports. Whether in-depth stories, photos and video, or columns, our dedicated reporters are on the sidelines covering it all, providing you with the stats, analysis, and commentary you've grown to know and trust. Subscribe today at theday.com to receive full access to all our coverage.
I think Dev is sort of unique. I think so far he's been a unique player for us in terms of scoring from the outside, and just he has an uncanny ability when he drives to the basket to score in different ways.
St. B's, I didn't really have the ball as much. Here, I get the ball way more. I can do a lot more, show what I can do more.
Dev scores where you don't even realize he's accumulated that many points.
Williams for three. Got it.
At one point, my wife, who was doing the book, came over to me and said he has 39, and I was stunned. I had no idea. Same thing the last game. I had no idea he had 28 points. So when a player can score in bunches and a lot of points and you don't even realize what he's doing, that means he's not forcing shots. He's being very efficient with the shots that he takes.
Williams at the buzzer. Good if it goes. Got it. D. Will with a thrill at the
I knew I was going to fit in great with like Boomer and Savant because we haven't played with each other since babies. So I already knew I'd be able to fit in with them. Even though I haven't played with them in a little bit, I knew we was going to have the chemistry right off the rip.
You know, we played in multiple fall leagues, New Haven and Norwich. Played in the summer league, and there was a good chemistry initially between the three of them, the dynamics between the three of them. So it's not like he was just coming into our program, just playing like now with us. They had multiple games under their belts, and it's been a good transition thus far.
It's kind of a big rivalry now. It's probably one of the most hyped up games in the ECC. I'd say the most hyped up game in the ECC. And it's just going to be a fun game playing against the guys I used to play against. It's just going to be a great game. We're going to be battling. Even though we guys off the court, but we're going to be battling like we enemies on the court.
Being part of a great community is so important. People helping and supporting others can be very uplifting and contagious. At Philomena's Restaurant, that's exactly what you get. It's the community hub for not just Waterford, but all of southeastern Connecticut. Birthday parties, anniversary dinners, weddings, sports banquets, a drink with friends, and of course, charity events. Philomena's has been, is, and will always be there for the community. Celebrate and support southeastern Connecticut at Philomena's. Philomena's, Utopia Plaza in Waterford.
It's always good when your leading scorer is good, and sometimes it pays to be great. And this kid here, Xavier Good, has a chance to be great. Freshman guard for the Whalers, have them up top, 8 points here as we head into halftime. And Juice, you've coached a lot of great players. I thought something you said at the beginning of the game really resonated with me. When you're starting 3 sophomores and a freshman, what's the pecking order going to be, right? Now, there's no question J.J. Robinson runs the point, and Mikey Wagner is the guy that you try to get going off the perimeter, right? Every team I can name sort of the pecking order. Sometimes the ball's in Boo Boo Phillips' hands. Sometimes it's in Devin Williams' hands. Sometimes it's in Good's hands. Savon Warren, figuring out that's going to be something that they're going to have to deal with for a couple of years.
Yeah, and, kind of connecting the dots, some things that the coaches have said throughout the season. these kids like each other. They trust each other. So that makes it easier, Casey, when, you're friends with each other. You're giving up a shot, but your friend's getting it. That takes time to happen on a team. We don't often see that happen till you're juniors, seniors, but it's happening with a bunch of sophomores and a freshman.
New London does come out in his zone to start the second half, which you heard Coach Parker say would be what they might do and to massage it a little bit. And they're also coming out with Phillips on the bench to start.
And Julius Washington making his first appearance for the Whalers.
Washington into the ball game, number 23, youngster transfer. And Warren gets tied up with Ravix.
One of the things you gotta be ready for, though, when Fitch comes out of the locker room to start the third quarter, the intensity is like at an 11. And this is what happened to Woodstock. They got 18-0 run to start the second half for the Falcons out of the locker room. So New London's got to be aware of that.
Good. Very poised for any age. As he felt the contact, let the contact drift by, didn't lose his pivot foot, made the shot.
And Fitch will not have one of their interior players probably for the rest of the game, as when Francis took that charge in the first half, he was hurt. So we're waiting to see if he gets cleared, but it does look doubtful.
Good hands by Williams. And he turns it over in the other direction, and then it's turned over by the Falcons. So put the top up on this carnival, and let's go back the other way. Now we saw Fitch decimate Killingly's attempt at his own, with Sproul knocking down shot after shot from the high post. Interesting with New London's length, if that shot's still available and if they take that approach at all.
Yeah, I think it's something that they should try to do. That last possession, they didn't get the ball to the point guard, and that's what the point guard's got to scream for the ball. Give me the ball. We just got to steal. I want the ball in my hands.
Washington, he'll draw the foul. He's a freshman. So add that to the mix, by the way. The size of Julius Washington, who transferred in. Fouls on Robinson. It's his third. So on the floor right now are 2 freshmen, 2 sophomores, and a senior. This New London group, I almost, I know the coaches are saying this. This group has to continue to get told, you have a chance to be special. Stick together, play together, learn to be okay with not being the star every night.
Robinson's going to stay in the game, Casey. Looks like he's limping a little, but he's going to stay in the game with those 3 fouls. They already don't have Francis. They can't afford to lose him. He's only a freshman, but he really is one of their primary ball handlers and leaders.
A little pressure by the Whalers. Fitch breaks it. Now the Whalers will settle back into the zone. Good swing. Oh, look at Taylor come out on the wing and block the shot. 3, no good from Washington. Here comes Ravix. Offensive foul as Taylor shows a little bit of everything. I can come out and block it, or I can stay down and take the charge.
Casey, you've seen New London play a lot. Has Richard Taylor played better than he's playing tonight?
Well, you had mentioned, that Good had gotten better every, little bit through the year. Mike DeMoro pointed out that Taylor has been playing really good for them, particularly on the defensive end down the stretch, as they played some really big games. And this is a much different Richard Taylor than the ones we have seen in previous New London games.
I mean, he had the block shot 2 possessions ago and a charge the last possession.
Good on the floor, and he'll be on the line. It'll be a turnover, as the Falcons are trying to up the intensity a little bit.
Yeah, and as I said in an earlier broadcast, Fitch is a difficult team to officiate because there's gonna be a lot of bumping and rubbing, and do you call all that? You pretty much can't start calling it like that now, but it does kind of influence what the offense is going to do if they know they're going to get, contacted when they're dribbling the ball. So let's keep an eye on that as the game progresses.
Long 3 by Robinson is good. JJ for
Robinson.
Trey. 10 points for Robinson. Good. And an offensive foul. Going the other way now. Robinson showing his defensive chops.
Yeah, so now Fitch with a couple great defensive possessions in a row. They put the pressure on the ball, force a turnover 2 possessions ago, and now they take their own charge. So the ebbs and flows of the basketball game.
Kick out. Sproul thought about it.
New London has done a terrific job finding Wagner. There's that middle post.
That's a nice up and under from Ravix. Great look from Sproul.
And Ravix filling the role that Francis would have had in the zone buster.
Fancy move, Zay good, can't get it to go. And Taylor, another offensive rebound and put back.
Richard Taylor has been fantastic. New London wants to talk it over.
Timeout. Whalers will keep it here.
Timeout, New London, 30-second timeout.
So, talk a little bit now. New London, we're halfway through the third period, and they've played the entire period so far without Deshaun Phillips in the game. They're massaging his 3 fouls. But the minutes from a freshman like Julius Washington, but also, and the freshman Xavier Good, but Richard Taylor has just been unbelievable here in the third period.
Yeah, for the game he has 8 points and 3 blocks, and he's closing in on double-digit rebounds for sure.
He might have 10 offensive rebounds.
Yeah, I mean, he's just been the biggest force inside, you know. And now with Fitch, with Francis unavailable for Fitch, you know, he really can go to work on the offensive glass. I think, you know, Kareem wanted a timeout there. Coach Parker and Kareem wanted a timeout there because a little leaky with the defense last time. They allowed that high-low. So I think they want to clean that up or switch defenses altogether.
Looks like they're back in man. Wagner pulls up in Taylor's face, no good. And tipped out of bounds by Sproul. It'll be Whaler basketball.
Wagner, I do not believe has a bucket yet.
Only 3 or 4 open looks all game.
Confirmed by Mike DeMoro, 0. And that is huge because he can fill it up.
Good. Warren now, he's going to try to take Ravix off the dribble. Oh, and he had a chance. He had Taylor, but he fouled before he could get it to him.
Looks like that foul's on the floor. And Savon Warren, like we were talking about in the first half, just
Fouls number 13.
It's difficult to guard him when he has a bigger defender and he takes you out onto the perimeter because he has so many good ball handling moves.
Re-entering for Fitch,
but he's so
number 3,
strong
Lorenzo Rivera.
that he's hitting you with the force of a post player.
Well, one of the things New London was missing a little bit in its younger class was size. Right, you have a great guard with Xavier Good and Savon Warren, and there that guy Devin Williams who's going to go to the basket and shoot an extra one as he made the layup. Washington, a freshman, brings them instant size. So this class with freshman Washington and freshman Good as a guard and a big, and Washington's a versatile big, with Warren and Phillips and Williams as sophomores who are versatile. And this is a very, very versatile group here, Whalers, that are freshmen and sophomores.
Yeah, and it's especially fortunate because Richard Taylor's a senior, so they're going to need a big moving forward.
Nice look from Sproul to the cutting Rivera for 2.
Fitch is going to hang around. They're never out of it.
Step back three for Williams. No. Taylor tip. No. Washington, yes.
It's in his bloodline.
Julius
Casey.
Washington with the bucket.
His mother played for the Whalers.
Yep, his uncles, both outstanding athletes. His grandfather, a fine athlete in his own right. That ball is tipped. It'll stay here with Fitch. 10-point Whaler lead. Robinson checks back into the game for Green.
And still no Boo Boo Phillips. We're almost 6 minutes into the third.
Sproul, nice pump fake to get Taylor off his feet. Warren slid over for the help, and we're going to get the foul on Warren.
I think he's the guy, Casey. I think he's the guy that Fitch has to start to filter their offense through. We've seen that he can score. The game that we did against Killingly especially, he knocked down a bunch of mid-range shots. Right there, a nifty pump fake and got to the basket. He's got to make his free throws, but he's an interesting option because he has size, but he can also put the ball on the floor and hit the mid-range. So I think they got to try to play through him a little bit and get some easy buckets.
Misses both, but Falcons with the rebound. Long rebound came out. Now the Falcons have a chance at a set as we're almost down to 2 minutes remaining here in the third period. Oh my goodness, Taylor, block. Williams running the floor, leaves it. Messy, and somehow Robinson comes out of the head, and here comes Rivera. Open look for Rivera for three. That's going to be short. And the Whalers will take over. What a block by Taylor.
But also, what good recovery defense by Julius Washington. In transition, he got back, and he denied the mid-range jump shot, forced them to throw it back out for the three. Great minutes off the bench for number 23 for the Whalers.
Steal. Rivera picks up the tipped ball, and now Fitch is in some pressure. Washington all the way, no good. Taylor there for the rebound. It's on the floor, and we'll get a tie-up.
And it's going to be Fitch basketball, and this is what Fitch makes you do. Right there, they get a guy that isn't accustomed to going coast to coast with the basketball, and they force him to take the shot instead of somebody like Devin Williams, Savon Warren, or Xavier Good, who have done that hundreds of times this season. And that's where the attrition comes into play. Guys start to play frenetically and make decisions that they wouldn't normally make.
Rivera, guarded by Taylor. Tough assignment for Rivera. Taylor says, no thank you. Oh, Savon Warren floats and scores.
Yeah, good no call there. I thought he got around it. Ravix did a good job of setting up that initial guarding position, but Savon was agile enough to get around that position. He just rubbed him a little bit. I'm glad there was a no call.
Ravix goes right at Taylor, and here's the one thing for Taylor to learn, right? If he went up vertical, Ravix was out of control a little bit, but he bails him out by going for the block.
Yeah, it's a little bit different when Ravix goes into your chest than Rivera. So 2 possessions ago, Rivera went into his chest. It was much easier for him to gauge where the shot was coming from. With Ravix, he's a little longer, a little stronger, and he mistimed the block. Still no Boo Boo Phillips, so that means he's sitting the entire quarter, I would think.
1 of 2 for Ravix, but Rivera with the rebound. Ravix drives, kicks. Open look from the wing, back iron, no good. And it'll go over to New London. Diving on the floor was Ravix.
Fitch is just everywhere. I mean, I thought Savon Warren had that rebound easily, and all of a sudden they just converge. They're in great shape. They're conditioned to play this type of basketball. There's no quit in this team. And New London's going to have to finish this game. This 9-point lead is not enough. They're going to have to finish this game by making good decisions and continuing to score the basketball.
And Williams will draw the foul. And that foul will go on Lorenzo Rivera. 5th team foul on the Falcons. 20 seconds remaining here in the third period. Good inbounds. Williams. Hanging in the air, no good was Washington, but Warren goes up high for the offensive rebound, and Savon Warren scoring some big points for the Whalers around the basket.
5 seconds.
Whalers with 1.1 will have a chance to get the last shot off here if they want to before we go to the end of the third period.
See, in the future, JJ's going to say, I want the ball there. And that was the mistake with that last 10 seconds.
Warren, good if it goes. No good, off to the side. We're at the end of 3. Whalers looking to punch a ticket to Mohegan Sun. Come on back. You're watching Game Day live on Day.com.
After the game, find us on social media at GameDayCT for our interview with the Foxwoods Player of the Game. And check out all the great entertainment coming this winter at Foxwoods. Go to foxwoods.com/entertainment. It's the Foxwoods Resort Casino, the wonder of it all. All that is good begins with a smile. At Waterford Dental Health, your smile is our top priority. Our entire team is dedicated to providing you with the personalized, gentle care that you deserve. Contact us today. Visit us at waterforddentalhealth.com for more information.
There are blocks, and then there are blocks. Taylor to Williams, and the basket ended up not happening, but the block was the kind of thing that discourages people from heading into the paint.
Well, I mean, listen to the soundtrack that Chris Landry's got going on. It's like that block party feel out here. So Richard Taylor's just like, I'm just playing to the music, man, and I'm gonna get this party started. But he has been a force, man. He has been the difference, I think, in the lead, because the guards have kind of gone at it on both sides, but when Francis went out, you know, Taylor really showed that he can dominate the middle. And he had a good first half as well. But that's something that this Whaler team adds to their arsenal as they look towards the fourth quarter here and a possible state tournament run, having a guy inside that can protect the bucket.
Williams to the basket will draw the foul and go to the line to shoot 2. So Devin Williams gets to the basket. That foul's on Sproul. Whalers with an 11-point lead here, looking to be the first Division I team to punch their ticket to Tuesday night's Mohegan Sun Finals. For those of you listening, watching, the games scheduled for Tuesday are due to go off as scheduled, and the ECC is going to make every attempt for those games to be played Tuesday night. Even if your school has no school, you should pay attention, because the games, if the weather is permitting, will go off Tuesday night. However, if the ECC determines that that's not possible, the games will be moved till Wednesday at Mohegan Sun, and we will do it on that instead.
So free throws have still been a bugaboo here for the Whalers. 2 more missed free throws, and here come the Falcons.
Robinson, here's to you, Mr. Robinson. Getting to the basket and scoring. Good in the other direction.
Yeah, I want the ball in Robinson's hand the rest of the game.
Strong rebound by Sproul on the miss by Good, and Robinson being hounded by Williams, but Williams has to be careful, and he does it there as he draws another ticky-tack.
Yeah, he got away with the first ones, honestly.
That's a third on Williams. Now, we have not seen Boo Boo Phillips since the middle of the second period when he drew his third foul. It would seem like now would be a good time perhaps to get him back into the ball game. We'll see.
This is where you want the ball in this kid's hands.
Whalers shutting off the Robinson drive. Different Whalers drawing the assignment. Now it's Warren's turn. Good hands by Williams. Fitch has numbers, however. And strong to the basket goes Ravix. And it's 7. Williams will go to the line again and shoot 2. He's going to have to start making some of these.
Yeah, I mean, but once again, it looked like New London had a fast break opportunity. And Kevin Ravik steals it again. And lo and behold, it's down to 7.
That's the 7th foul on Fitch, so moving forward, the Whalers will be shooting free throws. This one's a 2-shot foul. And Williams has been really, really struggling from the line. For a kid who is as good a shooter as he is, that's, I believe, 7 missed free throws tonight. Second one is good. And that puts the lead back up to 8.
Going to call a foul on New London.
On Savon Warren, it looks like.
So once again, that's a wasted foul. That puts a 15 foul on the board for the Whalers. And second personal for Savon.
Taylor with another block. Went out and blocked Sproul at the 3-point line. Warren, floater is good, and the foul. Soren, Savon Warren, is scoring at the X.
9th point for Warren, a chance to tie good for the team lead if he makes this free throw. He's had some critical baskets here to kind of keep that lead double digits.
We talked about the support the girls and boys teams have with each other. Some of the girls, Nalise Dudley, Serenity Lancaster, Whaler girls in attendance tonight as Taylor blocks that one as well. But Wagner with the steal in the other direction. And a foul, Robinson will draw. We'll see who that one's on.
I think that's going to be on Warren as well, Casey.
That'll be his 3rd.
And that's what I'm saying, that foul on the free throw box out a couple possessions ago, that's a wasted foul. And now you have 16 fouls and 3 personals.
Taylor bothered that shot. He got shoved to the ground. Ball comes out. Warren has it. Williams finishes at the rim for the Whalers, out and running. For 3, no good. Taylor rips down the rebound. Washington rips down the rebound, but he's tied up.
Re-entering for Fitch, number 3, Lorenzo Rivera.
Washington and Taylor, between the hairstyle and the build, have that same sort of look to them. One's a freshman perimeter player, and one's a senior big. That's I think Julius Washington might be scary as this league progresses in the next few years. Robinson challenges Warren, and that's going to be Warren's 4th, and Robinson's going to shoot 2.
That escalated quickly. So we got 5:19 left in this game, and an innocuous foul on a free throw rebound where you don't need it. Devin Williams made the free throw. That innocuous foul started this ball rolling downhill, and now you have 4 personals and 17 fouls. So something to watch. I know it's a 12-point lead, but as I've said many times in this broadcast, that's not as big a lead on a team like Fitch as it is on other teams.
Boo Boo Phillips back in the ball game with 3 fouls, but 5 minutes remaining. Robinson misses them both. Taylor, strong rebound. He's fouled, and he's going to go to the line. So it'll be 1-1, and Taylor has a chance here to add to the list of things that he's done well thus far. Rebound, block shots, distribute the basketball. If he can knock down free throws, that will be an icing on what has been a very good cake for Richard Taylor.
And the last 1-1 that New London will shoot for the remainder of the 5-17, so that's big as well.
That one is not good. And Taylor's also, by the way, nursing a hip. He keeps moving around. It's got, when he hit the ground, I think he got a little Charlie horse action, so he's still not himself. Wagner with a 3, Taylor with a rebound.
Wagner has not hit a shot. That's amazing.
Let's talk about the great rebound by Taylor, outlet to Phillips, to Williams, to Washington. Unfortunately, Washington couldn't get the handle, but great ball movement by the Whalers. Now, 12-point deficit, like you said. Wagner hasn't scored yet. You got a feeling that there's a couple of 3-pointers in his, in his mix here coming up. Whalers got to look to sustain this defense.
They subbed him out for Peyton Green, though, who has hit one.
Great breaking of the pressure and the layup from Sproul. Phillips to the basket, no good, and Sproul with the rebound.
And that's what that pressure does once again. Your opponent right now is the clock more than it is the Falcons. You don't need that shot so quickly.
Taylor with another block. But Sproul gets to the basket, and the Whalers are going to call a timeout. Fitch is within 8. Actually, Fitch is going to call a timeout, which tells you they're going to set up something defensively.
30 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, and it's going to be something that has to do with pressure. We know that. But Sproul, Casey, we talked about it a few minutes ago. I think he's the guy now, with Mikey Wagner not able to get buckets as he normally does. He's the guy that can get some easy buckets for Fitch because he has the threat of the jump shot, so he can get you in the air. Remember when Francis went for that shot fake, it really wasn't working because they were not biting or not believing that Francis was actually going to shoot that. Sproul, we know, can hit that jumper. He gets the defender in the air and he gets to the basket easily for the lay-in. And New London now has to be able to take care of the basketball and get a good shot off. Savon Warren's going to come back into the game. This is interesting. 4-18 with 4 fouls.
Excuse me, Juice, for 1 second. I'm getting a phone call from the Whaler girls basketball. Hold on. Yeah, hi. No, don't. They hung up on me. They hung up on me. I was going to ask them, whether or not the boys play this hard when they practice against the girls, the Division I champion New London High School girls. Boys hoping to be the representatives in the final on Tuesday night as well here. 8-point lead with the ball. Fitch causing them some problems. Savon Warren back in the game with 4 fouls. So he's got 4:18 remaining, and New London is back to its original starting 5. Good look, and pulling it back out was Warren. I think that was smart. They want to take some time here.
Savon has to be careful about charging in as well. So once he gets ahead of steam.
Goods is going to be short on the 3, and that's exactly the kind of shot Fitch wants. Good hounding Robinson in the backcourt. All this does take time, though.
There's plenty of time.
And a 10-second call against Robinson.
Well, let me correct myself, Casey. There's plenty of time left in the game, but you only have 10 seconds to get it across half court.
Clearly, Juice, I meant the amount of time in the backcourt. I mean, that's what I meant the whole way.
I should have known. You were always on top of it. That could be nope. That's not a violation.
No,
that's not a violation on an inbounds play. You can fumble it into the backcourt.
I don't think Coach Levin agrees on that, though.
No, definitely not.
Timeout. New London.
That was the right call. I know that it looks terrible. It looks like it should be a violation, but that is the rule.
So on an inbounds, the only thing that matters, you can get it in the backcourt, even if you fumble it in the front court, as long as you don't have possession of it in the front court.
Yeah, and you can also catch it in the air and land in the backcourt. And unlike if you had already established front court possession, you can't then throw the pass and land in the backcourt.
So basically, as long as you don't establish possession in the front court, you can, I mean, in the backcourt, you can go wherever you want.
Yeah, as long as you don't establish it in the front court. So that's why New London wasn't called for the backcourt violation there. Because right now, even though the ball is being inbounded in the front court, it's not considered in the front court.
Timeout New London as the Falcons were giving them problems on the inbounds.
Full timeout.
And that's a full timeout. So we are going to take our own timeout, brought to you by the Burns Agency.
You buy better. Better at Burns. Much better. So much better at Burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better at Burns. You buy better at Burns. You buy better.
The Burns Agency can feel it, and we know you feel it too. Fall is here. Crisp air, falling leaves, pumpkin everything, and football. So much football. With a new season upon us, it's a great opportunity to take a quick time out and make sure your insurance program is in order. The Burns Agency is here to help you play by play. Strong coverage, dependable service, and touchdown savings. Give us a call or visit us online. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
Savon Warren, long bounce pass. Williams running the floor, and when the Whalers were doing that, they're at their best. 8-point lead here with 3:34 remaining, but something just gives you the feeling that the Falcons have a run left in them, and certainly the pressure of the Falcons is going to go either frenetic misses from New London or easy layups for New London. That's going to be what really seals the deal here, one way or the other.
Yeah, we're able to get the ball in there, which is critical.
And then, of course, there's going to be free throws that need to be made. Good, all the way to the basket, at the rim for two.
Wagner not in the game right now. They got Peyton Green in the corner. He's the three-point sniper. I'll still look to get the ball to Sproul.
No good by Ravix. Warren with the rebound. We're under 3 minutes remaining.
Good defense by Ravix on Boo Boo.
Oh, D. Will. The thrill at the rim.
Dev Williams.
Robinson for three. I'm going old school. JJ. Hey.
Robinson.
Yeah, I want the ball in his hands. He's shown that he can hit that three when given time. He's also very quick to the basket, makes good decisions. Future is bright for Fitch basketball if he's their point guard.
Missed by Phillips, but Warren smacked it back out to good. I don't know why the Whalers are in a rush. Up 9 with under 2 minutes again.
Yeah, now's the time for that classic four corners offense.
On the floor, we're going to get a timeout Fitch as Green had to go down and get it. But, you know, it's funny because New London seemed like they were in such a rush, and then I mentioned the rush comments, and they slowed down, but you slowed down in the worst possible spot, right in the trap spot.
Yeah, you got to get into, if you're going to delay, you got to run some kind of delay offense and have a concept of if they come and trap you, you have a release man in the middle or on the sideline. But it's a full timeout, which leaves Fitch with only one full timeout remaining. New London has 2 full timeouts remaining. Remember, that's important in high school basketball to have timeouts remaining when you're down, Casey, because the clock doesn't stop on a made basket. So when Fitch makes a basket late in the game, you know, New London can let the clock run before they inbound it. So they could conceivably let the clock run for 4 seconds before they inbound it, and then take another 9 seconds to get across half court. By that time, you're probably thinking you're going to have to foul anyways. But timeouts is part of the game. You know, you got to know when to hold them and know when to use them. And so Fitch thought that right now, using it to gain this possession, I agree with that one, because they needed to gain possession there. I think they do have the arrow as well, so any jump ball will go to Fitch.
Both teams are going to be shooting free throws on fouls. The Whalers will be shooting 2, Fitch 1 and 1. Green, quick trigger 3, good! You said he's the sniper, and he just banged a 3 from his spot.
That's 5 seconds. Oh, timeout. Kareem got the timeout.
Timeout New London. Now, they don't seem to have a really good handle on how to break the pressure of Fitch. It's a full timeout, so we'll take one last timeout here. Brought to you by the Burns Agency.
You buy better. Better at Burns. Much better. So much better at Burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better at Burns. You buy better at Burns. You buy better.
The Burns Agency can feel it, and we know you feel it too. Fall is here. Crisp air, falling leaves, pumpkin everything, and football. So much football. With the new season upon us, it's a great opportunity to take a quick time out and make sure your insurance program is in order. The Burns Agency is here to help you play by play. Strong coverage, dependable service, and touchdown savings. Give us a call or visit us online. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
Sometimes it's just too easy, and right now Green is money for the Falcons. He's in rhythm, catch and shoot. Wasn't bad closeout by Warren, but that's a big bucket for the sophomore.
Yeah, and New London did such a good job keeping Wagner from shooting threes. They just need to apply that now to Green.
They get it into Warren. Up ahead, Williams to the basket, and D. Will, when he gets in the air, is so good finishing.
Gotta find Green here on the perimeter.
Down 8, minute left, you gotta go. Corner, there's Green, open for 3, good! Cash money, Peyton Green, and we're back to within a 5-point game. 3 3-pointers for Peyton Green, keeping Fitch in it.
Take their last timeout, so Coach Sylvan feels this was the time to set it up, and you know, not knowing anything about what he's saying, I know that last press break when Devin Williams was able to get all the way to the basket for a layup is something that they don't want to happen. If you're going to press, this beautiful recognition by Kevin Ravix to find Green in the corner. I just don't know why New London hasn't applied the same defensive game plan to Green as they did to Wagner. But he's been able to separate for open threes. He has 3 of them for 9 points. But for Fitch, they're going to pressure Casey. And if you don't get the steal, you got to get a foul. Because we've seen New London struggled at the free throw line. So you can't give up a layup if they break the press. The worst case scenario has to be a foul.
Fouls will give New London 2, but right now with a 2-possession game at 5, which is a big difference than that is 6, because it would take both free throws to get it to a 3-possession game. And I mean, a minute is an eternity when you can stop the clock with fouls. First things first, inbound. Lob over the top, we're gonna get a steal. Kick out, over the top, is good! Xander Timmerman, T for 3! And they're gonna foul Williams in the backcourt. He'll shoot 2. This is a 2-point game. He's gonna need to make both to make this a 2-possession game.
I mean, this is just a coach and Coach Sylvan that knows his team. He took out Green after that last timeout. You know, probably hundreds of people watching saying, why are you taking out your guy that's hitting all these threes? Well, that's why.
4th foul on Robinson. So he's going to be loath to foul moving forward. Big one by Williams. Puts it to 3.
So now you got both Wagner and Timmerman on the perimeter that can hit threes for Fitch.
Second one is good. Big free throws for Devin Williams. It's a 2-possession game. Robinson kicks out. Good look. And there's his first basket of the ball game. Mikey Wagner brings it to within 2. Williams. And we're going to get a foul on the floor. Williams will go and he'll shoot 2.
And that is a great foul. If they're going to put Richard Taylor at the
Kevin Ramix, that's his 3rd.
No, they're going to call it against Williams, but I was thinking the same thing. I would be
Wait,
grabbing Richard Taylor.
Wait.
Yeah, they're getting it right. Yeah, they're going to say, yeah, that's a great call. Sergio Lewis talking it over with Dan Henderson. You're going from your best free throw shooter to maybe your worst one on the floor.
That's hack-a-shack right there, Casey.
100%. That's a great move if it is.
And now Coach Parker has to be careful because he took the role of being the coach that sits.
Correction, number 33, Richard Taylor.
So he can't stand up.
I think it's the right call. You and I saw the same thing, that they were grabbing on Taylor, bodying him, and Taylor has to shoot 2. 1 is crucial. 2 would be a gift from the heavens. First one is short. He thought he was only shooting 1 and 1.
2 shots. And obviously a pro Fitch crowd here. Very loud. He's shooting into his own student section, which is better. But the noise level is as loud as it's been.
They're going to get Washington into this game to replace Taylor. Second one is up, no good. Tipped around. Fitch comes down with it. Here goes Robinson. Taylor altered it. Phillips gets the rebound, and with 18 seconds remaining, Boo Boo Phillips will have a chance at the free throw line.
Well, he made up for the missed free throws by altering what seemed to be a bucket. I think JJ makes that 9 out of 10 times.
I mean, he just had to get it so high to get it over Taylor. I mean, it was going to be a little bit of a floater anyway, but that's, having to add 2 feet to your normal shot. Now Boo Boo Phillips at the line again. 1 is crucial. 2 makes it a 2-possession game. There's the 1. That's huge, right? That makes it, you can't lose your lead. And here's Washington into the game for Taylor. Whalers are going to opt, I think, for a little bit of ball handling and perhaps free throw shooting.
Surprised Peyton Green wasn't subbed in here, knowing that you need a 3. Don't have any timeouts.
Second one is good. Big free throws down the stretch by Boo Boo Phillips. Little pressure on the ball. 15 seconds remaining. It's a 2-possession game.
Gotta find Wagner. Gotta find Wagner.
Ravix pull up 3. Bank shot no good. Tipped around in the corner. Robinson pump fakes. Good look underneath to Rivera. It's not going to be enough. And the New London High School Whalers have held on. They're going to the Mohegan Sun, 58-54. A big win for the Whalers. They were up early and often and held on against a very tough and gritty Fitch Falcon team. And if you liked this game, get ready, because it looks like it's going to repeat itself in the state tournament.
Yeah, amazing that Fitch is the 5 seed and New London is the 4 seed, and there's only 21 teams in the Division III tournament, so both teams get a bye into the round of 16. If they win that game, if they each win their first game, they'll meet again in Conway Gym.
At New London, and that'll be a good one. Stay here with us. We're going to have Coach Craig Parker and our Foxwoods player of the game. And also, stay tuned at a 6 o'clock tip, St. Bernard's and Windham in the other semifinal here in Division I.
Tremendous second half. As I said, Fitch was not going to give up. They're just built that way. A lot of different things you can break down as to why it went New London's way, but definitely keeping Mikey Wagner out of the three-point box score was something that I don't think anyone expected to see tonight.
One basket only, a layup late in the game. Our own George Hathaway will be with Coach Craig Parker and the Foxwoods player of the game. Huge free throws down the stretch for a man that had been hounded all game long. And the Whalers are heading to the Mohegan Sun. George, who you got?
I'm here with the Foxwoods player of the game, Devin Williams. You had 16 points tonight, but you were being face guarded the entire night. What did you have to do to get open and score?
I just had to trust my teammates to score, which I did, and they came through for me. Coach Kareem keep telling me to set screens for everybody, and some way I'm going to get open, and that kind of happened in the second half.
Big free throws down the stretch. Stressful, I know, but what were you thinking, taking some deep breaths? What was the mindset when you had to hit those free throws?
It's either win or go home. Those are big free throws. I missed 4 before that, and I was like, hey, it don't matter. I got to knock those down.
And you knocked them down, and you're going to Mohegan Sun to play the winner of this next game for the ECC Division I championship. You excited?
Yeah, I'm excited. It's just going to be a good game, whoever we play.
Awesome. Congratulations, Devin, and good luck. I'm here with Coach Parker. Stressful down the stretch, very close game. Fitch made it close, and what did you tell your guys to pull out the win?
We just told them, you know what, man, we have to take care of the ball. We have to get the ball in bounds. That's just a great effort by Fitch. And the scary thing about it is, for the state tournament seeding, you know, we're the 4, we're the 5. We could meet them again in the quarterfinals in New London, you know, and we really don't want to have to do that.
And now you are going to Mohegan Sun for the ECC Division I championship game. So what are you going to do to prepare your team for that moment?
You know what? We're just going to have a nice, relaxing practice on Monday. You know, we'll just go over whoever we're going to play. And you know what? It's a championship game. Should be a self-motivating game. And you know what? We'll come out and play hard. And, you know, the best team will win. Whoever plays the hardest and makes the plays, they're going to win.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Coach, and good luck.
Well, we've got 3 of the 4 semifinals in the books. Left at a 6 o'clock tip, the St. Bernard Saints and the Windham Whippets. We'll have all of that live for you, so come on back. You've been watching Game Day live on theday.com.
The following is a presentation of The Day.
One more to go here on semifinal Saturday. It's the final game. St. Bernard versus Windham, 1 versus 4 for the final spot in Tuesday's night championships at the Mohegan Sun, and all the action is live on Game Day. Game Day is brought to you by Waterford Dental Health. All that's good begins with a smile, and at Waterford Dental Health, your smiles are our top priority. Our entire team is dedicated to providing you the personalized dental care you deserve, so contact them today, waterforddentalhealth.com, for more information. Casey O'Neill along with Chris Giusti, and we've seen New London hold on against a game Fitch team to punch their ticket. Killingly and Griswold in the Division II championship. 1 spot remaining. The best team all year long, St. Bernard Saints, and last year's state champions, Windham Whippets, Division IV. Let's see what they tip up Division tonight.
The rematch, Casey, from a Game Day broadcast that we had on January 24th. Windham won the first half of that game, but St. Bernard's came storming back in the second half to win by 17.
Gray lobs to Marshall, couldn't get it to go down, and Mangual, similar to when we do Griswold, and I have a 60% chance of being right with the strains, I have a 60% chance of being right if I say Mangual when the ball is in a Windham hand. Lexi, Travis, and Tyler, the Mangual brothers / cousin on the Windham team.
St. Bernard's in their traditional man-to-man defense to start the game.
And if you want to talk about two physical bodies that are going to be banging against each other, Ryan Outlaw, outstanding football player in his own right, against Lexi Mangual, outstanding football player in his own right, except Ryan's a running back and Lexi's a lineman. And on the court, they are big bodies who are going to be going at it.
Yeah, and they'll factor into this game when it comes to offensive rebounds and defensive rebounds.
3 for the scintillating one, right off the rip. It's 3-0 St. Bernard. Looks like Travis got popped in the mouth, in the nose.
Cedric wants to follow him out of bounds. I mean, Cedric is locked into this defensive assignment. That's the one thing about Cedric Semillian that's so impressive. He is an offensive force for this Saints team, but he wants to guard the best player on the opposing team every game. And so he draws the assignment of guarding the high-scoring Travis Mangual, who's going to get subbed out for a minute here to take care of an issue with his nose.
So Jack Jenkins is going to come in while Mangual gets his nose and senses about him again after getting popped, and then we'll go from here. So quick 3-0 lead for St. Bernard's, and Semillian's going, but that's the guy that but wait a minute.
He's confused. Who do I guard now, Coach?
Little blood on the court. I'm going to clean that up. AD Chris Landry's all over that. Official AJ Ganelli and Greg Keith in this game. St. Bernard's been the best team all year long. They've repelled all comers. They took on the challenge of Windham. They took on the challenge of New London. They took on the challenge of Fitch. They've taken on the challenge of everybody. No one has been able to knock them off in the ECC. Their only losses to Ridgefield, Northwest Catholic, and out of state. They have not yet lost to an ECC opponent.
And playing impressive basketball here down the stretch, winning over Windsor on Monday, and dispatching of the Fighting Bill Bassett's, the Waterford Lancers, on Thursday.
Tyler Mangual drives. The lanky 6'1" sophomore gets Windham on the board.
Windham starts out in man-to-man as well.
I'm going to get a foul on Tyler Mangual with a hold. Saints will inbound. And Travis Mangual back into the ballgame.
Man-to-man out-of-bounds defense for the Whippets.
Outlaw kicks to Marshall, straightaway 3, in and out. And that'll go over to Windham, out of bounds, off of Wheeler.
And that'll be something to watch. Remember last year, St. Bernard's came in and were upset by Waterford. They did not shoot the three-point ball very well in this gym, so we'll see if that continues this year.
Gray running the floor ahead of everyone else. Can't get the layup to go over Mangual, and now Travis will push the other way for the Whippets. Open look, 3, long. No good from Taj Jones, and here comes Amari Marshall. Semillian will draw the foul, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
That's one of the things I really love about Cedric's game is he really wants to drive, and that's it. He'll use that shot fake so well to get you off balance because that's where he does most of his damage. He was wide open a couple possessions ago. He couldn't pass that 3 up, so he can hit the 3. So the threat of him being able to hit the 3 allows that shot fake to be far more effective than anyone else.
One more for Semillian.
Because for my money, I don't want him driving to the basket, but it's just so hard to lay off that shot fake.
An empty set, but he tracks down his own rebound. Gray dumps down to Outlaw. Wheeler, open 3, good. 1, 2, 3.
Wheeler.
And we're going to get a foul on Semillian as he and Mangual got tangled up.
Fouls on 1, Cedric Semillian.
Already some physical play here, and A.J. Canelli trying to establish how this game is going to be called early. I like that. Don't start calling those fouls later in the game. Make sure the players know early on it's going to be tight like that. And he calls another one.
Back-to-back fouls on Semillian.
His second, team second.
And Travis and he are barking at each other already. This is going to be fun tonight.
And
Two young men that don't lack confidence.
Coach Jones doesn't like that it's going to be called that tight, but the officials have established it, so now you have to adjust.
Tryler Mangual blocked by Outlaw. Amir Gray has it stolen. Dumped down to Lexi Mangual. Great hands by Wheeler. Up ahead to Marshall. He's got the size mismatch, but Malcolm Hunter does a nice job poking it out of bounds.
Much like we saw in the first game this afternoon with Fitch, when you get a defensive rebound, doesn't necessarily mean you're open all of a sudden. Gray got the ball picked from behind by the swarming Windham defense.
Wheeler couldn't get the friendly roll. And now you see Amir Gray taking the responsibility on Mangual. Hangs, no basket, but he'll shoot 2. And we know Travis Mangual can get to the basket just about any time he wants to.
Fouls number
3 fouls already on St. Bernard. This is going to be a tightly officiated game, which does not favor the Saints. Doesn't really favor any team at any time, but the Saints are known for getting into foul trouble sometimes with reach-ins, being over-aggressive. It's something that Coach Jones has tried to preach to his team. Move your feet, don't play with your hands.
1 of 2 for Travis Mangual. Wheeler turns it over. Out of the pack comes Travis Mangual, streaking, hanging, scoring. That's what he's so good at.
It's a big difference now that Cedric is not on Travis, and that's going to give him a little bit more freedom than he would have had if Cedric was guarding him.
Mangual went for the steal. Nice look, and Marshall misses the dunk. Jump down. Travis on the block, spins off of Amir Gray. Good hands, and Semillian comes down with it up ahead to Marshall. And a finish over Hunter. The Saints love to run the floor.
That time Amari said, I'll just lay this one in. Missed his first 2 dunks, so decided just to use the backboard that time.
I love this matchup. Mangual on outlow, spins in the lane. That's a nice touch from the big man.
Yeah, that's not bad defense. That's just a good move.
Marshall stutter steps and travels. And we're going to see Alex Johnson into the ball game for the Saints. Big difference maker for them. He was not eligible when we did their first game. He is a 3-point threat and another long body on the floor. He replaces Semillian.
And I know, traditionally, Coach Jones will sit a guy with 2 fouls for the rest of the half, but I don't know if he'll be able to do that with Cedric.
3 for Hunter.
Malcolm Hunter.
He's been hot, Casey, and he's a guy that St. Bernard is going to have to pay attention to.
Windham with a 2-point lead. Johnson, quick trigger 3 is going to be empty. Windham sensing it here now. Hunter, step back NBA 3, no good. Marshall with the rebound, and here's what the Saints love to do, but they turn it over instead. Mangual pulls up 12 feet and knocks it down.
Travis Mangual.
Wyndham playing with a lot of confidence.
Yeah, like I said, that same kind of frenetic style that Fitch likes to play with, except I think Wyndham has a few more jump shooters than Fitch does.
Wheeler, soft in the lane. Mangual open 3, short, tipped, and Gray spins, 2 on 3. Gray pulls up from the foul line and knocks it down. Tied up at 12. Some good spot shooting, pull-up jumpers from Mangual and then Gray.
Yeah, that's a beautiful move. And that's the luxury St. Bernard's has, is everybody on the floor can score for them.
Mangual drives, pulls up in the lane. Gray got a piece of the ball, but then got a piece of his arm, and that's going to be the second foul on Amir Gray.
Yeah, that's the right call. I mean, I know it's frustrating for the Saints, but Amir hit him on the wrist. And now you have 2 of your 3 primary ball handlers. Like I said, St. Bernard's has the luxury. They have 3 primary ball handlers in Gray, Semillian, and Wheeler. And Gray, well, that's only Gray's first. Okay, so.
Oh, they changed one earlier then. Mangual knocks that down. We're going to see Julian Cruz and Jack Jenkins checking into the ball game for Windham. Well, the one thing about when Gray has to come out of the game, though, when they do turn it over to Wheeler, is it changes the offensive dynamic, because Wheeler is that most dangerous, spot shooter, and Johnson slides into that role, but Wheeler is not as effective handling the basketball. He's not your typical point guard. He can do it, and he can do it okay, but that's really not his comfort zone.
Team's third.
And it's less about what he can and can't do, but more about what it changes for the rest of their team.
Yeah, exactly. This is when you want to run some set plays, which is what Coach Jones is doing right now.
Marshall had a chance. Instead, it goes out to O'Leary. Johnson saves it. A little out of control here, the Saints. Wheeler settles it down, and he has it stripped, but the foul will be called on the floor. That foul is going to be on Malcolm Hunter with the hold.
Foul's on number 11, Malcolm Hunter, his first. Team's fourth.
Wyndham staying in the man-to-man.
Great inbounds. O'Leary will go to the line and shoot 2. And I will say that Bill Bassett owned the king of the inbounds plays for a while. Mark Jones's teams have drawn up some really good inbounds plays. They have gotten a lot of good looks in the games we've seen.
Yeah, it's a special part of the game. It's like special teams in football. You need to, if you're good at that aspect of it, it can get you, 3 to 5 extra baskets per game. We saw in the first game a beautifully designed play by Fitch that got him a wide open layup. So it also forces the other team to game plan against that. It takes practice time away from their other things.
Outlaw had a chance but couldn't come down with the basket. Hunter kicks out. Quick trigger three. Good! Julian Cruz, he loves playing against St. Bernard's.
Julian Cruz.
And this Windham team is fearless, and they will, much like Fitch, they will not go away. You're going to have to keep scoring, keep defending until the last buzzer.
Wheeler's blocked with 0.5 seconds remaining. He wanted a foul, he didn't get it. Weak side help, multiple blocks. Semillion's going to check in with 0.5 seconds remaining to help out on this inbound.
Yeah, 0.5, you can get a catch and shoot here. It's got to be quick, but you can get a catch and shoot.
See if they go for Marshall on the lob. Semillion, catch and shoot. Almost got it to go. 3-point Windham lead at the end of one. Come on back. You're watching Game Day Live on Day.com.
The Holy Club, the premier indoor golf facility and lounge in southeastern Connecticut. Featuring Foresight Sports Simulator technology, you can test your game on the greatest courses in the world. Want to improve your swing? Schedule a lesson with their on-site PGA Pro. Want to host an event? The lounge offers the perfect setting to watch all the big games. Gift cards are available and make the perfect stocking stuffer for this holiday season. Don't wait. Stop by the Holy Club, 161 Water Street in downtown Norwich. Pave the way for your students' financial success with a MySci account from Scient Federal Credit Union. Open a high-yield MySci savings account today and help support a positive financial future for your student. Visit scientfcu.org to learn more.
Julian Cruz had a big night the first time they played St. Bernard's. He's been quiet recently, but he comes into the game and doesn't even touch the rim on his first three-point attempt. And Windham has a 3-point lead here at the end of the first period.
Yeah, the quick release doesn't take him long to catch and shoot, and that is deadly because it negates the speed that St. Bernard's has on the perimeter.
You talked about the versatility defensively that St. Bernard's brings to the table. Well, Colin O'Leary is now the one responsible for guarding Mangual. So they had Semillion first, then gave Gray a sneak peek. But they love O'Leary. Mark Jones has said he is such a good defender, and he loves the challenge. Open look three again. Cruz no good, but Jenkins grabs the rebound. Tyler Mangual, good job by Marshall cutting him off.
Windham's out scrapping the Saints right now.
Open look for Tyler, no good. Look at that outlet pass from Marshall. Johnson drives, and good recovery from Tyler Mangual. Johnson was looking for the streaking Marshall.
Yeah, and back to O'Leary. At times, Coach Jones has said he's our best defender, but you do have a step down offensively when he's in the game, but that's where other guys are just going to have to step up.
Dump down to Outlaw, mismatch with Tyler Mangual, but Lexi Mangual with the good hands.
Yeah, came from behind and stripped him.
That's a walk from Jenkins. He took an extra step, a little stutter step. We're going to get Justin Outlaw into the game, replacing Frobro Ryan Outlaw. And Justin, I appreciate, not only did he take it out of the braids, he's got it full going, full fro. Talked to Papa Outlaw, who said they got to make a deep run because he's growing his out as per instructed. So we'll have the Fro family. Of course, if you missed that great feature on the Outlaw family, watch it at halftime here tonight. Semillion with the friendly bounce ties the game at 16. Hey, good shooters get those soft touches.
Yeah, I like this decision by Coach Jones to put Cedric back in. He saw that his team was really unsettled with Cedric. He can't reach there, though. He saw that his team was unsettled with Cedric on the bench, so he put him back in with the 2 fouls. Cedric's got to play smart.
Travis spins. No good. And out of bounds off of Windham. It'll be St. Bernard's ball.
So now, Cedric traditionally is in there for both offense and defense. Now he has to kind of say, I got to put it in low gear on defense because my team really needs me on offense. I cannot pick up another foul.
Step back 3 for Semillian, back iron. Marshall working the rebound offensively. Out-dueling Lexi Mangual. Crossover, step back 3 for Marshall, no good. Semillian on the weak side knocks it out of bounds. It'll be Windham basketball.
Re-entry for the Saints.
And I know that you gotta indulge Amari. Those occasional, that might be his future look right there. As he moves on into college basketball, he might have to be able to do that. So you have to indulge him here and there. But in the course of the things, I really don't want Amari taking that shot very much.
Yeah, we've talked about that a lot with this St. Bernard's team. Coach Jones will give his team freedom on offense as long as they're doing what they're supposed to on defense.
Fouls number 24, Amari Marshall, his first, team's 5th.
Taj Jones and Malcolm Hunter will check back in the game. Jenkins and Cruz will have a seat for the Whippets.
Jones. And number 11, Malcolm Hunter.
This Windham team is deep with scorers. When they make substitutions, they still have guys coming in that can shoot the ball well.
Long 3 for Hunter. Shot that from New London. Amari Marshall with the rebound. Wheeler picked his dribble up, needs a little help. And a timeout, Mark Jones, 30 seconds, so we'll keep it here.
Yeah, what's been impressive, Casey, has been the man-to-man intensity that Windham has brought this game. I don't know what was said at practice yesterday, but definitely they've paid attention to making sure that they don't give up easy baskets. They gave up a lot of easy baskets against NFA in the first half, fell down as many as 25 and had a scratch and claw and win at the buzzer, basically. With 7 seconds left, they got a winning shot. So I'm sure that Coach Martineau emphasized that we can't fall behind 25 to St. Bernard, that they're a much different team. We're not going to be able to come back from that hole. And so far, so good. I think Coach Martineau's got to be absolutely pleased with everything he sees out of his Whippets so far.
And St. Bernard's is about 5 minutes removed from rebooting the foul difficulties that got them out of their initial efforts. Semillian with 2, and that really was the biggest issue for them. And pretty soon, if he can get to halftime with those 2, turns him loose in the second half.
Yeah, it's going to be a long 5 minutes, though. It's like they're skating on thin ice and just want to make sure that ice doesn't crack before halftime.
Semillian wants it on Taj Jones. Drives baseline, hangs, can't get it to go, and Travis Mangual tears down the rebound. Now he's going to push for the Whippets. To Tyler Mangual, blocked by Marshall. Justin Outlaw on the floor, and he takes a timeout, but or are they saying that they're going to say timeout. Quick timeout by Outlaw, and he's in a tough spot, but it's a full timeout, so we'll take a timeout. Brought to you by the Burns Agents.
You buy better. Better at Burns. Much better. So much better at Burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better at Burns. You buy better at Burns. You buy better.
The Burns Agency can feel it, and we know know you feel it too. Fall is here. Crisp air, falling leaves, pumpkin everything, and football. So much football. With a new season upon us, it's a great opportunity to take a quick time out and make sure your insurance program is in order. The Burns Agency is here to help you play by play. Strong coverage, dependable service, and touchdown savings. Give us a call or visit us online. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
So, you're Coach Mark Jones. What are you saying right now?
You just got to take care of the basketball, be strong with the basketball. Windham likes to pressure you right after you get a defensive rebound. You got to be strong with it. Use ball fakes, put it on the floor to go by somebody. Don't allow yourself to get trapped. But just sloppy right now. And they have to have a good set here and be able to set up their defense. When Windham, much like Fitch, when Windham can make the game frenetic, they're at their best.
Johnson pulls up just inside the three-point line, no good. Semillian comes down with a tip, can't finish, gets his own rebound, can't finish, and he'll go to the line. That's great work from the senior, Cedric Semillian.
Yeah, he wasn't going to be denied, and that's why I think it's a great move that Coach Jones put him back in with the 2 fouls.
His first, team 6.
I don't know, St. Bernard's a little bit in a daze right now. Seems like they're still trying to get their footing, like the X's rocking back and forth, and they're trying to figure out when it's going to get flat.
Cedric can't get the ball to go in the bucket right now. You can see he's frustrated walking around. He said, wow, that's 4 balls that he's had that have gone like in the cylinder and come on out.
Now remember, this rim gave New London fits in the first half of their game as well.
So just don't hit the rim. That's obviously the key. Just don't hit the rim.
Well, that's the visitor rim, so
that's right.
I think Coach Bassett might have doctored it up.
It's like a carnival game, right? There's a little teeny piece of paper that's under there that's deflecting it back out.
St. Bernard staying in the man-to-man.
O'Leary still on Mangual, gets him away from the basket. Left hand, pulls up, bank no good. Lexi Mangual, offensive rebound. Long 3 for Hunter, in and out. And look at Marshall. Put it on the floor, off to the rebound.
They didn't have to do it.
That ball wasn't going in. Mangual is going to get a goaltending call against him on a ball that never had a chance.
Man, I think Amari Marshall made it the length of the floor in 3 steps.
Grabbed the rebound and was laying it up in a blink of an eye. Windham has a tendency to fall in love with the threes. Got to see if they can get to the basket here, but St. Bernard's cutting that off so well. Johnson picks the pocket, goes the other direction. He's blocked.
Yeah, much like St. Bernard, Windham gives their players a lot of freedom on offense, as long as they're playing great defense. Great hustle.
At the end of it all, it's going to be Windham ball as bodies were on the floor. O'Leary slid out of bounds with the basketball.
Outlaw checks back in, so now you got the 2 bigs again for St. Bernard.
Pull up by Jones, no good, but he draws the foul. That one will be on Wheeler, and Jones will shoot 2.
That's predicated by going for the steal on the inbounds pass. Missed the steal, was chasing from behind, and at that point you just got to let the guy shoot. You can't foul a jump shooter. That's a cardinal sin of man-to-man defense.
Knocks down the first one, does Jones.
Re-entry for the Saints, number 1, Cedric Semillian.
Semillion's back in. O'Leary's going to take a break, so we'll see if Semillian switches over to Mangual with the 2 fouls. Jones knocks that one down as well, and Julian Cruz will give him a breather.
Re-entry for the Whippets, number 3, Julian Cruz.
Windham keeping fresh legs on the floor, staying with their man-to-man.
Couple of nice crossovers by Gray. Now Marshall with Mangual on him. Gray underneath the outlaw. That's a beautiful set from the Saints.
That's the luxury that St. Bernard has over a lot of other teams. They do have some nice set pieces, set plays that they could go to get some easy buckets inside.
Wheeler getting the assignment on Mangual. Outlaw comes to jump Mangual.
That's great ball screen defense.
Good defensive series right here by the Saints. Regardless of what happens, that's a good defensive series.
Yeah, and this is why the shot clock, I think, is much needed.
Lexi Mangual spins, can't get it to go. Rebound Marshall, that was a nice move by Mangual. Wheeler up ahead, zips to the cutting Outlaw for 2. Great vision from Tyson Wheeler.
Great running of the floor by the big man. Playing defense on one end, sprinting down the middle, getting rewarded.
Mangual pulls up a 3 and knocks it down in Wheeler's jaw.
Yeah, that doesn't really affect his shot when Wheeler closes out on him, so that's why you like to have O'Leary or Semillian on Travis.
Semillian hangs baseline, again can't get it to go. That basket has been tough for Cedric Semillian. Marshall comes down with it. Semillian on the weak side. Picked by Tyler Mangual. Mangual got him on the weak side. And we're gonna get a timeout. I think Malcolm Hunter got tangled up with Semillian, and there wasn't anything that Semillian could really do about it.
I think it's a foul on Cedric.
They're gonna call the foul on Cedric.
Fouls number 1, Cedric Semillian, his 3rd.
Not only is that his 3rd foul, we talked about can he get to halftime without the 3, but it is a 1-and-1, and it puts Malcolm Hunter at the line with a chance to tie the game up from the line.
And now you're going to have to lean on O'Leary to play Travis Mangual, because you need somebody with some length to get into his shooting stroke.
First one is good from
Malcolm
Hunter.
Hunter at the line for the Whippets. Re-enter the game for the Saints.
They're going to take O'Leary out. So.
Well, with 48 seconds remaining, they're going to get the basketball. They'll let Wheeler defend Mangual on that last run, I think, figuring that they have an offensive set coming themselves. So this could be offense-defense. Marshall over the top of Mangual, beautifully hanging in the air was Amari Marshall. And as we said, Wheeler will take the assignment on Mangual to end the half.
Travis waves everybody off.
Good double team, causes the turnover. Amari Marshall, Wheeler, long 3, no good. Strong rebound from Cruz. 4 seconds remaining. Mangual on outlaw. No. Lexi Mangual at the buzzer. No. And after all of that, the St. Bernard Saints have a 2-point lead here at halftime. A frenetic finish to the first half with no actual points occurring. Referees were tight early, let them play a little late. And at halftime, after all is said and done, the Saints have a 2-point lead.
Yeah, it'll be a chess match as the third quarter begins, because Cedric has the 3 fouls. So we'll see what Coach Jones talks about at halftime in terms of what are we going to do with Cedric. Are we going to try to go offense, defense? Are we going to sit him
All right, George, what do you got with Coach Jones?
Coach, very physical first half, back and forth. But how have you guys kind of been trying to deal with the foul trouble early on?
We just got to play better defense and be in better position. Too many times we're out of position, and that's why we're fouling.
And now, being up by 2 right now, what are you telling your guys in the locker room to come out and get the win in the second half?
Play better.
Thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you. Simple, but it's effective. If they can play better, they can win. We're at halftime. It's a 2-point lead for the Saints. Check out all these awesome features and then come on back for second half action. You're watching Game Day Live on theday.com.
Being part of a great community is so important. People helping and supporting others can be very uplifting and contagious. At Philomena's Restaurant, that's exactly what you get. It's the community hub for not just Waterford, but all of southeastern Connecticut. Birthday parties, anniversary dinners, weddings, sports banquets, a drink with friends, and of course, charity events. Philomena's has been, is, and will always be there for the community. Celebrate and support southeastern Connecticut at Philomena's. Philomena's, Utopia Plaza in Waterford.
Pave the way for your students' financial success with a MySci account from Scient Federal Credit Union. Open a high-yield MySci savings account today and help support a positive financial future for your student. Visit scientfcu.org to learn more.
With our players, I mean, you think Tyson, you think Amir, you think Amari, all those guys could be the man on any team. As far as Cedric goes, I mean, he sacrificed a lot.
With my role, I just try to do what Coach Mark asked me to do. If he wants me to play defense the whole game, I'll play defense. If he wants me to score the ball, I'll score the ball. If he wants me to rebound, I'll rebound. I feel like with my game, it's just an all-around game. So I don't really look to be in a spotlight like that. I'm just doing all the dirty work for my guys, and they can shine.
You know, he's played for me for 4 years, going on 4 years now. So, I mean, he's heard all the speeches and all the talks. So him being a leader and getting some of these new guys to buy in and understand, how we operate at St. Bernard's is the huge thing that I've been on him and Tyson about this year.
Me coming from Norwich, Connecticut, and me coming to St. Bernard's after that, I feel like it made me really change as a person. It made me more focused. It made me more disciplined a lot. So I was just trying to tell everybody to just buy in to what the school's offering, because you could get it once. This education and the family that St. Bernard's is just amazing.
The biggest thing is, and we talk about it, you just got to sacrifice. I mean, you've seen Kentucky do it, every year under Calipari when they have 7, 8 pros on their team, you know what I mean? So we just got to sacrifice and understand that winning will get you the other stuff that you want, the accolades and all that other stuff. Now, if you're on a losing team and you're losing, those accolades most likely won't come, And most of our kids, all of our kids, are really infatuated with winning, and they want to win. And they want to win an ECC tournament title. They want to win a state title. So they're bought in.
The one thing that you have your sights set on this upcoming season?
State championship. I feel like that Daniel Hand loss really got to everybody.
And the Tigers will head to the Sun.
We seeing our 2 seniors who didn't really play much, but they played a very great part in making our team come together, and seeing their faces after that game just made me just want to get that back. So I'll probably say state championship.
After the game, find us on social media at Game Day CT for our interview with the Foxwoods Player of the Game. And check out all the great entertainment coming this winter at Foxwoods. Go to foxwoods.com/entertainment. It's the Foxwoods Resort Casino, the wonder of it all.
It's family on the court and off the court. We're always going at it. We've been playing since we were kids.
Since we were little kids, we've always been playing each other, playing with each other.
I think this was in 3rd grade. We all were playing together and just working our hardest. I'm pretty sure we won the rec league that year.
It's crazy because we talk about Griswold all the time being triplets, and then I get 2 of my family members on the same team with me, and it's just crazy. Our practices are rough, and especially after practice, we go at it. And our parents tell us all the time, off the court is off the court. You can't argue, and what stays on the court is on the court. But I always yell at these 2. Well, my brother Tyler, he hustles. He's a workhorse. He's everywhere. He does things that don't show up in the stat line.
He's a hustler. He always hustles. He always works hard no matter what.
And then my cousin, he rebounds. He's a presence in the paint. I think we get 15-plus rebounds just by him being in the game.
Lexi's a big man, but although everyone sees him as big, like he's doing skill player moves to get to the basket. He's doing everything that the team needs to succeed. While Travis, on the other hand, he can facilitate. He can pass to me down low or Lexi down low while we're flashing, or he can knock down the three-pointer, which is a big part of the team that we need.
Who's the most competitive of the three?
I'm going to have to say me.
I like to say me. I don't like losing.
Travis says Travis, Lexi says Lexi, but they both know it's me, so it doesn't matter. I could beat them in any sport, soccer, lacrosse, you name it. I'll just compete and work my hardest to out anything them.
At The Day, we pride ourselves on giving our readers the best coverage of local high school sports. Whether in-depth stories, photos and video, or columns, our dedicated reporters are on the sidelines covering it all, providing you with the stats, analysis, and commentary you've grown to know and trust. Subscribe today at theday.com to receive full access to all our coverage.
So we were supposed to be the Fro Bros because his hair was bigger than mine. He blow dried it. I was like, yo, we might have something here. And then he played against NFA and he wasn't shooting well. He's like, yo, I lost my powers. I need to get the braids back. So, he switched back to the braids from football. And it's like, I thought it was fine for football, but we agreed that he was going to wear it out big for basketball, and he just went behind my back and got it braided up on me.
You see him, you think he's the meanest out of all of us, but to be honest, he's definitely the nicest, most caring person in our family. People pay him out as a villain, so it's like you just want to see him embrace that role, because when Ryan gets angry, he gets angry. I really want him to embrace that role that people paid him out to be, because when he's angry, he plays like a whole different beast.
I just tell him to play football out there. I mean, I understand people will say the villain, but that's not him. You know what I mean? He's too good of a kid to be a villain. You know what I mean? But he could play football out there because he's played that his whole life, and just be physical and be mean. You know what I mean? So he's getting there, though, and you could see it coming, and it's my job to know what buttons to push to get him to get there. So I've been trying to figure that out all year, and working with Marcus and talking to him about it.
I changed these guys' diapers. They were my little brothers, through and through. And, it was plenty of times where mom and dad needed me to babysit. Mom and dad needed me to coach, needed me to parent in a way. So, I'm very protective of all my siblings. Part of me is that villain side of me, just, using that fuel to heighten your game and make you play better. So, I tell these guys all the time, the fact that people are talking about you in the first place means you're doing something good.
Do you think if you get Marcus to because his is starting to head that way, do you think if Marcus lets it go, then maybe we get Justin back in through the triplets?
Hey, I already have my dad getting it for a little bit. So if Marcus, he getting there a little bit. So if we get Marcus and then we get Justin, we might have a whole Fro family.
That's a hard decision. But if his gets a certain height, I just feel like I gotta commit to it and just embrace it. So you got it. I got you.
Being part of a great community is so important. People helping and supporting others can be very uplifting and contagious. At Philomena's Restaurant, that's exactly what you get. It's the community hub for not just Waterford, but all of southeastern Connecticut. Birthday parties, anniversary dinners, weddings, sports banquets, a drink with friends, and of course, charity events. Philomena's has been, is, and will always be there for the community. Celebrate and support southeastern Connecticut at Philomena's. Philomena's, Utopia Plaza in Waterford.
One thing the Saints can do is run the floor. Marshall to Wheeler to Outlaw. And when they're doing that, the Saints are at their best, but not enough of that. Talk a little bit what Windham has done to disrupt the Saints getting out on the break.
So they want to make it sloppy. And every time the Saints get a defensive rebound, they're there trying to back poke and trying to strip the ball. St. Bernard's isn't allowed to start their transition offense as smoothly as they normally do because Windham is immediately putting pressure on the rebounder, which you could get away with if the rebounder doesn't see up the court quickly. And that's what St. Bernard's is going to have to do better in the second half.
Amir Gray turns it over on the first possession, trying to go cross court to Wheeler. We'll see who has the assignment.
It's Tyson. Tyson's guarding Travis, man-to-man to start. Ryan's so good with that ball screen defense. I wouldn't even use a screen if I were Windham to get Travis going to the basket. At least don't have Ryan's man screen.
Turnover in the other direction now. Marshall pushing it all the way to the basket, and he's going to get fouled by Jones on the way in. So it's fitting here at the X on this day. We talked about, in the previous game, Juice, before you got here, we talked about Yanni Baribeau on Tuesday night, because we talked about how if you're the great player, you got to play great. You got to rise to the occasion and play great. And you've had a lot of great players over your time, and many of them rose to those occasions. I expect the role players will do their jobs, but can the great player step up? And there's probably never been a greater player here on game day at the X than Mikey Bassetto. So congratulations to Mitchell College and all of our friends down there at Mitchell for their NECC title. 109-85 over New England College. New London's Jalen Benson with 16. And what happens when the bright lights of a championship are on? Mikey goes for 29.
Right on cue. Maybe he'll make it here for the fourth quarter.
Back-to-back championships for the Mariners. Nice move to the basket by Tyler Mangual. Lexi cleans up, goes up strong over Amari Marshall, and then Marshall rips down the rebound. But Cedric comes down with a bounce, the finish, and the basket. Unfortunate break there for Windham. That ball went through the hands of two Whippets, right to Semillian, and not only does it get to him, he gets the basket and the foul.
Yeah, and a sloppy start for both teams. Not able to cash in on some turnovers. And finally, the Saints get the bucket. They're adjusting the score. It should be 27-23. And Cedric will go to the line to shoot one.
Well, Cedric already likes this basket better than the previous one. Those were the kinds of shots that weren't going, they weren't going down.
Well, we might be onto something. Conspiracy theorists out there.
Misses the free throw. Mangual with the rebound. Has Wheeler on him. Stutter steps, drives, blocked by Outlow, but he'll go to the line to shoot two. He'll get the foul on Wheeler on his way to the basket.
Yeah, I don't think you need to use a ball screen when Tyson is guarding Travis.
Travis Mangual at the line shooting two.
He's nifty, he's quick, he's sneaky strong, and he's got some of those men's league herky-jerky moves that kind of get you off balance and get your body out of position so you pick up those blocking fouls.
Re-entering for the Saints, number 5, Colin O'Leary.
So O'Leary will come in the game. He'll get the assignment on Mangual. Wheeler will have a seat. 1,479 your paid attendance tonight. Nice crowd here for semifinal Saturday at the X. We'll talk a little bit about the finals and Tuesday and what that might look like at the next time out. Marshall lost it off his foot, but it goes to Gray. Pulls up and can't quite get it to go, and Marshall gets stripped by Mangual, but he loses it out of bounds, and it'll stay with St. Bernard.
And there it is, another rebound for the Saints, but they can't hold on to the ball because Windham's right there, getting their hands on it, making it hard for them to do anything with the rebounds.
Semillian, stutter steps, and offensive foul. That's going to be 4 on Semillian with 6:11 remaining in the third period, and he goes directly over to the bench.
Yeah, that's definitely, he's on the bench for the third quarter. And we'll see how long Coach Jones can stave off the Whippets before he has to roll the dice with Cedric, but that was a tough one. He should have pulled up and probably shot a jump shot there, knowing that He's in foul difficulty, but it's hard. He's been doing that all season, going to the rack, being able to score. Saving grace for St. Bernard's right now is that Windham cannot hit their threes either.
No, Cruz missed another one. He was on fire. Gray strips, gives over to Outlaw. Nice move by Ryan Outlaw to shield his body from Lexi Mangual.
Yeah, use of the land on two, the jump stop to get himself squared up to the basket.
Hunter for a long three, no good. He keeps going farther and farther back.
I think Windham has St. Bernard's in a precarious position with the foul trouble. They need to go straight to the rack. Mike DeMauro gives me the north-south motion that they also have to go to the rack, and now we're going to get a foul underneath. Looks like it's going to be on the Whippets.
Yeah, so Tyler Mangual tried to take the flop charge. Might have been a little bit over-expressive in it. Outlaw took that as a sign to go up strong, and Travis Mangual realized he was going to give up a layup, so he came over the top, and Outlaw basically gave him piggyback, and now we'll shoot two.
Ryan Outlaw is cut from marble. And this guy's really transformed his body in the last few years. He's lean, strong, more agile. You know, a couple years ago he looked like Ironhead Hayward with the fullback dive, and now he looks more like LeBron James, just a little bit shorter.
LeBron could never, ever rock a hairstyle that cool. Nice look, Mangual, but good hands the other way for the Saints. Amir Gray, ankle breaker, but can't get it to go, but Marshall's there to clean up, and the Saints starting to pull away a little here. 8-point lead, and Coach Martineau wants timeout. Yeah, you know, it's funny. I thought you're right. I thought Windham had the Saints in a precarious spot, and they didn't once get to the basket. They settled for outside shots, and the Saints turned up their intensity, and they have an 8-point lead. We got a full timeout on the floor, so we'll take a timeout here. You're watching Game Day Live on theday.com.
You buy better. Better first. Much better. So much better first. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better first. You buy better first. You buy better.
The Burns Agency can feel it, and we know you feel it too. Fall is here. Crisp air, falling leaves, pumpkin everything, and football. So much football. With a new season upon us, it's a great opportunity to take a quick time out and make sure your insurance program is in order. The Burns Agency is here to help you play by play. Strong coverage, dependable service, and touchdown savings. Give us a call or visit us online. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
So good in transition. Amir Gray can't finish, but look at Amari Marshall. Heads up, finishing up. Saints are up 8.
Yeah, with Cedric on the bench, you got those sensational sophomores out there in Gray and Marshall, and those guys are going to have to step up a little bit more until Cedric can re-enter the game.
Mangual pulls up for a 3. That's no good, and it's out of bounds. So out of a timeout, you think you want a better look than a sideways floating 3 from Mangual. And this is the Windham team. You know, the downside of how they play is that they take a lot of threes. Amari Marshall, right now no answers for Marshall.
Showing off his ball handling skills there. Almost got it tipped away, was able to recover.
3 for Julian Cruz, a much needed 3, gets it back to 7.
Yeah, they'll live and die by it. Now they're using that 1-2-2 trap that was effective in the first game.
Amir Gray zips it. Marshall at the foul line buries it. That's just too good from the Saints. 12 for Amari.
Yeah, and good recognition of that opening in the middle. Amir didn't panic. got it to his classmate.
Mangual is going to draw the foul on Alex Johnson, and he can't believe it. He'll shoot 2. Mangual can believe it. Alex Johnson can't.
But that's a better decision by Travis, driving into the lane and not settling for 3, putting the onus on the referee. When you settle for 3, the referee has no decision to make.
You know, looking ahead into the state tournament, this Windham team, defending state champions, are going to be playing in Division 4. And it's games like this, which is why I think they're in prime position to repeat again in Division 4. Talk a little bit about their road.
They have New Fairfield in the first round, and then they could meet Griswold down the line.
Lid on the basket here again for Windham. And, you know, nothing against Griswold, but they did really well against Griswold during the regular season. In and out for Hunter. Mangual gets the rebound, and he'll be fouled, and Wheeler cannot believe it this time for the Saints. So Griswold and Windham split during the regular season. I don't think Griswold likes the matchup that they would get there. That is a difficult team. Griswold's strengths and Windham's strengths go side by side.
Well, Griswold gets a first-round bye. They're the 4 seed. Windham's the 9 seed.
Yeah, what a 9 seed if you're a team and you're placing Windham. Good rebound by Tyler Mangual. Right now, Windham just needs a basket. Can Hunter knock down a 3? He does! 3-ball Hunter.
And it was the offensive rebounding that possession, Casey, that kept the possession alive and allowed Hunter to finally bury one.
Outlaw on Mangual, no. Rebound, and Outlaw went down hard. In the other direction, Hunter had it pinned by Gray. Up ahead, Outlaw. Fouled by Mangual, and he'll shoot 2.
Amir Gray sometimes does some things that defy what it looks like he'll be able to do. Pinned the shot.
We've seen him up above the rim for offensive rebounds. That time, a blocked shot that he really didn't have any business being in that play. And it's funny, I will say that ever since LeBron had that trail block in the NBA Finals, which kind of showed off, you know, what can be done trailing a play if you don't give up on it. You know, a guy like Amir Gray would never, I don't think a guy like Amir would have even thought to try to make that play until all of a sudden it was something that we do now. And you see a lot of trail blocks from guards.
Yeah, that's a highlight play now. That's as exciting as a dunk. So, and coaches owe a royalty to LeBron for inspiring players to do that, because prior to that they had been begging players to do that.
Lead is 8.
St. Bernard's falls back into the 2-3 zone now.
Straightaway 3 by Mangual, no good. Hustle rebound by Cruz.
One of the problems that St. Bernard's is having is getting a defensive rebound.
Marshall pins it, but it goes right into the hands of Mangual, who finishes it.
2 more offensive rebounds for Windham on that possession.
Mangual with a steal. Gray goes down hard. Underneath, Mangual finishes up his own, Lexi Mangual, and the lead is cut to 4.
It's getting hectic out there. A lot of pressure on the officials now to make sure the right calls are being made. Big rebound.
Look at Ryan Outlaw work the offensive glass. He's a physical specimen, but he also grinds. Give him credit. I know that a lot of people, they look at the body, and it's like you said, it's carved. But look at the effort. That kid plays hard every play, and that is a gritty play right there to go to the line, where, by the way, he has been very good from the free throw line.
Yeah, that's a big benefit. You know, a lot of times we saw in the first game the big man for New London did yeoman's work on the glass, but, you know, Fitch did hack-a-shack with him at the ends. Can't do that with Ryan. Now O'Leary's going to face guard Travis Manguel, try to deny him from catching the ball. See how this plays out.
Dump down to Lexi. Spins. No good. Tyler Manguel, nice spin to the baseline and scores on the offensive glass.
Another offensive rebounds for the Whippets.
Reach on Tyler.
That'll be the 6th on Windham, so St. Bernard's will shoot the rest of the way.
3rd on Manguel, so Jack Jenkins will check into the game, and Manguel will sit at least for the remainder of the period. Johnson checks in for O'Leary for the Saints. Wheeler, pump fake, step side 3, no good. Look at Outlaw again on the offensive glass. Ryan Outlaw's a beast.
Channeling his brother. Never had a problem shooting in this gym.
Jenkins. Eventually it comes down to Lexi Manguel. He's hounded, but he'll go to the line. That foul will be on the floor against Amir Gray.
That'll be the 6th team foul on the Saints. So now each team will be shooting the rest of the way.
That's the 3rd foul on Gray. So 3 on Gray, 4 on Similian.
And with each team shooting the rest of the way, Casey, these free throws are going to play a part in the story that Mike DeMauro writes postgame.
One more for Lexi Manguel. No good. Strong rebound, Marshall. Wheeler, good if it goes. It's too strong. 6-point lead for the Saints heading into the 4th period. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
After the game, find us on social media at GameDayCT for our interview with the Foxwoods Player of the Game. And check out all the great entertainment coming this winter at Foxwoods. Go to foxwoods.com/entertainment. It's the Foxwoods Resort Casino, the wonder of it all. All that is good begins with a smile. At Waterford Dental Health, your smile is our top priority. Our entire team is dedicated to providing you with the personalized, gentle care that you deserve. Contact us today. Visit us at waterforddentalhealth.com for more information.
We're back, about to start the 4th quarter. 6-point lead for the Saints, and talk a little bit about what the Saints were able to do with Cedric Similian on the bench.
So they were able to make the most of transition opportunities when they were able to get out and run. Got the ball inside to Ryan Outlaw, who finished some nice interior baskets, made his free throws. What hurt the Saints was their inability to corral defensive rebounds. Windham got a bunch of 2nd and 3rd opportunities, and that is allowing the Whippets to hang around. Cedric still on the bench with 4 fouls. We'll see how long Coach Jones can go with his star on the bench.
Big possession here to start the 4th period for Windham. Down 6. What's the first one look like? Gray has the assignment right now on Manguel.
Looks like St. Bernard's playing a 1-3-1.
Hunter for 3, no good, short. And Ryan Outlaw has it ripped away from him by Lexi Manguel. And then Tyler Manguel, what an athletic play, gets it to go, and the foul.
Fouls on number 15, Ryan Outlaw, his first, team 7.
Yeah, that was just a
Re-entry for the
fortunate
Saints
situation
for
that
O'Leary.
the ball got ripped out and right to a teammate who was able to finish with the damage. Chance to cut it to 3.
No good, but another offensive rebound. Windham has just been so scrappy. The Saints normally an outstanding rebounding team.
Well, that's free throw box out too, Casey. I mean, you got a 4-2 advantage. The shooter can't leave till it hits the rim. So you got to be able to win those rebounds.
Cruz gives it to Lexi Mangual, and we're going to get a travel. But it's very physical down on the blocks with Mangual and Outlaw. We said starting off in the beginning that these two guys are two of the most physical players in the league, and we have not been disappointed in that regard.
Yeah, and the officials have let them play for the most part down there. No press from Windham, broken easily by the Saints.
Long 3 from Wheeler. Tice! So nice.
They needed that. They needed that. That's like an exhale. Tyson needed it to feel a little bit of confidence here, but a cheap one on O'Leary.
And that's going to get Mangual to the line. I think the game plan for Windham has to be have Travis attack the basket every chance he gets. Fouls are going to be free throws no matter where they are or when they are. And it's the only way to keep the clock in check. Semillian on the bench with 4, but he's got to knock down free throws if he's going to do that.
Good rebound by Ryan. Oh boy. Got to settle it here. There you go. Get it to your point guard.
Gray, step in, pull up 3, no good. Mangual clears the rebound.
Yeah, see, I don't think O'Leary is as good a defender on the ball as he is off the ball. And that's why I agree with you, Casey. Travis has just got to go.
Hunter lost it. Wheeler has it. Intercepted by Mangual. Floater in the lane, no good. Another rebound by Outlaw. He's been fabulous on the glass.
Amir's got to get it. There you go. There you go. Get it to your point guard. A lot of time left. Not yet time to take the air out of the ball.
Marshall loves that spot at the free throw line, and if he's knocking those shots down, they become imminently more difficult to beat. Timeout. Windham, as the lead has climbed to 9. Semillian's at the scorer's table, ready to check back in, but we'll take a timeout here, brought to you by the Burns Agency.
You buy better. Better first. Much better. So much better first. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better first. You buy better first. You buy better.
The Burns Agency can feel it, and we know you feel it too. Fall is here. Crisp air, falling leaves, pumpkin everything, and football. So much football. With a new season upon us, it's a great opportunity to take a quick time out and make sure your insurance program is in order. The Burns Agency is here to help you play by play. Strong coverage, dependable service, and touchdown savings. Give us a call or visit us online. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
Amari Marshall has gotten very comfortable facing up, hitting that shot. It is a zone killer. It is a defensive killer. When he makes that shot and you have to step to him, it opens up another world of possibilities. And yeah, I can't say enough about what the Saints have been able to do with Cedric Semillian on the bench, extending this to a 9-point lead.
Yeah, those two big, Amari hit 2 big foul line jumpers, and Ryan Outlaw has established a presence on the defensive end, getting those defensive rebounds and not allowing the Whippets to get second chances. And now Cedric's back in, but he will not guard Travis. They got to get the ball to Travis.
Nice little give and go. And off the hands, I think maybe one too many passes. I think Lexi needs to go up with that one in the lane.
But Travis didn't get a touch. I think Travis has 13 points, Amari Marshall and Ryan Outlaw 14 to lead the Saints. I think, you know, unless you're getting a wide open three, Travis has to touch the ball for the Whippets on every possession.
Mangual hounds Marshall, and Marshall turns it over.
I tried to do a little bit too much there, but got to get to the next play. 9-point lead, got to get to the next play and defend. Now see, if St. Bernard's isn't going to double here, Travis has just got to go to the rack. Travel.
Tyler Mangual, miscommunication with his teammate, turnover, Saints basketball.
Yeah, Windham a little bit out of sorts these last two offensive possessions, so just maybe the presence of Cedric alone has made the Saints defense better.
Wheeler drives, finds a cutting Marshall, but he loses it out of bounds. Turnover to Windham. Winner of this one takes on the New London High School Whalers in our nightcap on Tuesday night, 8 o'clock at Mohegan Sun. 6 o'clock sees Killingly and Griswold in the Division II championship. A little bit of weather on the horizon. We'll talk a little bit what that means here in a moment after this Windham possession. Mangual drives on Wheeler, floats, hangs, no. Gets his own rebound, no. Tipped out Hunter. Floater, no. And Mangual is going to get pegged with a push-off foul, or are they going to get that one on Outlaw on the floor? Looks like that one's going to be on Mangual, pushing off on Outlaw, turning it over. So Tuesday, there's some weather in the forecast. It's supposed to be Monday into Tuesday, long duration, a couple of inches of blah, 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 blah. All you need to know is this. Regardless of whether school is canceled or not, the intention is for the games to be played at Mohegan Sun Tuesday night, as long as it is safe in the afternoon for game time. However, if the ECC decides to pull the plug on that on Tuesday, the games will simply be moved to Wednesday at Mohegan Sun as well. Right now, we are looking at both matchups that we kind of predicted. We said New London and the Saints would be the D1 matchup, and we said Griswold and Killingly would be the D2 matchup. So far, the boys are doing what the girls couldn't do. Stick to the plan. The girls went out and threw all kinds of fun into their tournament. Forget this chalk stuff. We had a Stonington with a great victory in Division II, and New London, what a great victory in Division I. But the girls tournament had some upsets. The boys tournament has been 1-2-3-4 and 1-2-3-4 here in the semifinals. Fadeaway, Mangual, no good. Great defense by the Saints. And I think Windham's a little bit gassed right now.
Yeah, it does appear that way, which I'm kind of surprised. But it does take a lot of effort and energy to guard this Saints team.
Uncharacteristic. Gray turns it over. Hunter. No, but he'll go to the line and shoot two. So Malcolm Hunter draws the foul.
3:31 an eternity, as we know, Casey, in basketball. So those kinds of passes that Gray just made, you know, you can't allow momentum to swing. You know, you almost have Windham at quitting time, and you give them some life, and then all of a sudden, all right, I got some extra energy I didn't know about.
And right now, Windham looks heavy in the legs, tired. That free throw by Hunter was a tired free throw, no legs. They're spent right now, and they coming back from 25 down, you know, takes a lot of effort, which is what they had to do to get here. Both misses by Hunter.
They've missed a lot of free throws this quarter. On the other hand, Ryan Outlaw has knocked down all of his.
Gray, straightaway three, no good. Tipped to Semillian. And the Saints can be content taking some more time off.
To be exact, Casey, Ryan Outlaw has made 9 free throws this half alone.
I think Outlaw at the end of it all is going to have a big double-double, you know, a 15-15 double-double. But more important than the point total is how he got there and making those free throws so big. Gray will go to the line. He'll shoot for the Saints 1-1. First one is good. And in the words of the great Mickey Amante, another. Amir would also be a sophomore, making both.
And he's got to look to get some dribble penetration and either get to the basket or pass it out for a wide open three. They cannot go east-west right now and have time come off the clock.
Baseline drive. Tyler Mangual finishes at the basket. He's an exciting sophomore as well, and the timeout.
Uh, 23 delay of game warning.
Gotcha, 23 delay of game warning. Saints will inbound. 11-point lead for Windham, and timeout by Coach Mark Jones. 30-second timeout. So 11-point lead with 2:35 remaining. Can Windham dig down and find the energy to put on another rush here with 2.5 minutes remaining?
They're going to have to. I mean, that's the only way they're going to get back into this game. We saw Fitch do it. But, you know, we know that's totally part of Fitch's DNA, that they're conditioned to play 32 minutes plus. You don't ever see Fitch at the end of the game look like they're hanging, they're tired. So Windham's going to have to take a page out of that book, find some energy somewhere, because that's the only way they're going to get back into it. They got to create some turnovers. They had some success in the first half and in the third quarter, so they can do it. But if St. Bernard is just deliberate, uses ball fakes, strong with the ball, then they're going to force Windham to have to foul, and then it's just going to become a free throw shooting contest.
Right there symbolizes everything I wish my life was right now. Just hanging out, rocking the bottle here at the semis. Foul on Wheeler, or foul against Wheeler, so he'll go to the line, and that's the downside. The Saints right now, with a guy like Outlaw making his free throws, there's not a weak free throw shooter on the floor, whether it's Gray, Semillian, Marshall. They can all shoot free throws, and Wheeler the best of the bunch.
Yeah, and that will be part of the story when you add up the numbers in the box score at the end of this game. The made free throws for St. Bernard versus the missed free throws for Windham.
Wheeler knocks them both down. Lead is 13. Julian Cruz can't get that to go. Gray with the rebound. We're zipping it up ahead to Outlaw, to the streaking Semillian. No good. Look at Wheeler on the weak side. Timed the jump perfectly. And off of Wheeler, it'll be Windham basketball. I don't think Tyson agrees. Crossover, Mangual, pull up, 12-footer strong. Marshall tips it to Wheeler.
And as we wind down here, Casey, it does look like the Saints are going to pull this one out. And got to tip the cap, though, to Windham, a team that traditionally is one of the smaller schools, along with St. Bernard. Two of the teams that were playing in the Division II tournament for many years, now stepping up and are definitely every bit worthy of being in the Division I final as any of the teams that compete in Division I. So tip of the cap to the Whippets, and like we mentioned earlier, they will have a pretty
Ryan Outlaw at the line for the Saints.
Favorable?
Path, favorable, thank you. Pretty favorable path to another state title, moving up to Division IV this year.
So the defending Division V champions Whippets move up to Division IV, and after this game, they'll turn their sights on that most likely. And They have a very good chance to get there. Finish at the basket and a timeout. A timeout by Paul Martineau and the Whippets. That is a 30-second timeout. So right now it is a 13-point lead, minute and a half remaining. So as we head towards a St. Bernard victory, though there's still time for Windham. Windham is a definite threat in Division 4, and more than that is because they played up in the ECC and played a tough schedule, their seed puts them down. Could you imagine getting a team like that? If you're like the 2 or 3 seed and you get them in the quarterfinals, like you're saying.
Yeah, the 1 seed is going to get them in the quarters.
Yeah, and then you're going to say, what? And now that's Cromwell, if I'm not mistaken.
That's Cromwell.
And that's a big break. Bad luck, because I think you'd rather play the 2 seed than the 1 seed. I do think there's a significant difference between the 2 and the 1. But if you're Cromwell, you say that's what we get for having this great year and being the number 1 seed. We got to play that team, the defending 5 champions. That's a tough one, but that'll be a great game. If that's the quarterfinal game, Cromwell and Windham, what a game that'll be. Wheeler trapped. And a timeout, Mark Jones. With 1:19 remaining. That's a full timeout. We'll take this opportunity to take our own timeout. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
You buy better. Better first. Much better. So much better first. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better first. You buy better first. You buy better.
The Burns Agency can feel it, and we know you feel it too. Fall is here. Crisp air, falling leaves, pumpkin everything, and football. So much football. With a new season upon us, it's a great opportunity to take a quick time out and make sure your insurance program is in order. The Burns Agency is here to help you play by play. Strong coverage, dependable service, and touchdown savings. Give us a call or visit us online. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
St. Bernard is a minute and 19 seconds away from a return trip to the Mohegan Sun. And the Saints have not done particularly well in this gym over the past few tournament games. Of course, last year, upset at the hands of Waterford. And then in the state tournament, knocked out here by Daniel Hand. So I think the Saints getting a little retribution here at the X, as they will turn their attention to Tuesday night and the New London High School Whalers in the Division I final of the ECC at Mohegan Sun.
But the first time they're sitting on the Waterford bench, so if anybody wants to investigate.
Wheeler will shoot 2 for the Saints. So we talked a little bit about Windham's path. They have a pretty, good shot of getting to the Division IV finals. If they can get past Cromwell in the quarters, I think that's going to be their, that's going to be like they could get knocked out in the quarters or they could win the whole thing. That's one of those things where you sit where that low seed hurts in that you have to play the 1 in the quarters. Conversely, St. Bernard, who is the number 1 in Division II rather, the number 1 in Division II, what does their road to the final look like?
They will, ironically, not receive a bye. They're the number 1 seed and they don't receive a bye, whereas if you're in Division III, the top 11 seeds receive a bye. They will play the winner. There's more than 32 teams that qualified, so they will play the winner of East Hartford at Simsbury. They narrowly avoided, Casey, a matchup with the number 31 seed fighting Bernardes of St. Joseph.
That would have been fun, locally for sure. I saw the Saints against Windsor, and that showed me that they can beat anybody in Division II because Windsor's very good. Ironically, though, they might be in line for a quarterfinal rematch with Windsor, who is the 8th seed. Last shot of the game for Cruz goes awry. Mangua will put one more up. That's no good. Weak side, a rebound by Wheeler, and there you have it. The St. Bernard Saints have punched their ticket to Mohegan Sun with a 14-point victory over a game Whippet squad, and as has been the case all year, teams rise up to challenge the Saints, the Saints repel all challengers. They will go to Mohegan and try to do something that is very difficult to do, which is beat a team for the third time. So just like Griswold is going to have to try to beat Killingly for the third time, St. Bernard is going to have to try to beat New London for the third time. That will be a challenge. Coach Mark Jones and his group will be looking to take home a Division I ECC championship. They've won a Division II ECC championship. Can they now win one of each on the floor of the Sun? So George Hathaway will have our Foxwoods Player of the Game, as well as Coach Mark Jones here in a moment as we wrap up semifinals Saturday here at the X. Killingly, Griswold, New London, and St. Bernard on their way to the Mohegan Sun. The Foxwoods Player of the Game is with our own George Hathaway. George.
And the Saints, they go marching in onto their way to Mohegan Sun for the ECC Division I championship game against New London on Tuesday. I'm here with Foxwoods Player of the Game, Ryan Outlaw. Ryan, you excited? I know you're hyped. I mean, you had a phenomenal game, 18 points tonight, and a ton of rebounds, way too many to count. How does it feel?
It feels great. You know, all glory to God. You know, I've been praying all throughout this tournament. You know, it's a big thing for me to get a win. It just feels amazing. You know, from the different group of guys that we have going from all different towns and all different coaches. You know, it's just good to get a group that you know can win. So proving that is a real big thing, and it's a real big accomplishment to get to the Sun.
And you will be able to prove that Tuesday against New London. You played this team 2 times already, beat them twice. Looking for a third?
Of course. You know, they're a very well-coached group. You know, Richard played really well, so I got to have my hands full on Tuesday. But I think we got the guys to do it. You know, we just need more preparation, and we'll see y'all there.
If you guys win, let's say hypothetically, you cut in the fro, or are you going to keep it?
Oh no, it's growing. I got like 5-6 more inches in me. If we, oh yeah, it's going to be all the way by here by States.
Well, congratulations, Ryan, on the big win here today.
Thank you. Last word. Huh? Yo, relax.
And then I'm going to get Coach to come over here.
Pause.
Coach, we talked at halftime, and you said you got to play better. You guys played a lot better in the second half to get a big win here to go on to Mohegan Sun. I mean, what do you guys have to do to prepare now for New London?
We got to make sure we take care of the ball, and we got to rebound. You know, their kids are doing an unbelievable job on the glass, so we got to make sure that we're getting bodies on guys, okay, every single time. So
you guys played phenomenal today. Everybody was getting the ball. Everyone's kind of doing a lot. How much do you feel that it's important for everybody to get involved and to win?
Yeah, I mean, that's our team, and that's how we play. I mean, that's how we've always played. I mean, it could be anybody's night, you know, any given night. So we just got to keep plugging away and be ready for Tuesday.
Awesome. Congratulations. St. Bernard's, they're going on Mohegan Sun on Tuesday night.
Thank you very much, George. A happy group of Saints. They will go marching in to the Mohegan Sun, along with New London High School, your Division I final on Tuesday night. Killingly and Griswold in Division II. So at the end of the day, it's kind of chalk here in the boys' side. The teams that we thought were going to be there are there, and we will have all the action for you live Tuesday night, 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock at the Mohegan Sun. Well, Juice, it's been a long day. One of my favorite days here is always semifinal Saturday. The teams come in, and the teams are going out kind of as we expected them to. So at the end of it all, what are you expecting briefly Tuesday night?
I'm excited about the matchups. You know, we have that storyline where it's hard to beat a team 3 times. Well, Griswold's beaten Killingly twice, and St. Bernard's beat New London twice, so something's got to give. And the excitement level in terms of like the star power. You know, you got the Strain triplets, and you got Yanni Barabo on the Killingly team going at it. And then in the nightcap, you got the sensational sophomores, the 3 at New London and the 2 at St. Bernard, with a couple of seniors that have been battle tested in Outlaw, Wheeler, and Simillian. So the Stars will be out on Tuesday night. Looking forward to it. Should be a fun night.
Yeah, at the end of it all, it's going to come down to, who steps up on those bright lights of the sun. As Rob Molesky said, this Griswold senior team, they've never done it yet. They haven't been there before. New London's been on the sun. St. Bernard's has been at the sun. So we will see how it happens. For everybody tonight, thank you so much for all our effort. To Peter Wappy, George Hathaway, Chris Chusty, all the guys on the cameras. To our dear, dear Mike DeMoro. We would never forget you. I am Casey O'Neill. See you Tuesday night, everybody.